Salutations, everybody. It is Matty here today, and welcome to episode 282 of the H.A.M Radio Podcast.
And it's me, Karak with ACG, with Karak with ACG.
Hell yeah.
Thank you very much. Thanks for inviting me.
And I'm Dustin with Colin's Last Stand and Handsome Phantom.
And it's your boy, Fighting Cowboy, back again.
Hell yeah. We have a guest. Finally. We haven't done a guest in a long-ass time, so pretty pumped about this, Cowboy. It's been a while. How have you been, good sir?
Really good. I'm a father now. Have a beautiful baby boy.
Well, so, he's claiming this one.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. I'll shoot you a picture later. You can just shove him in for a second, so everyone can be like, "Holy shit, that's a beautiful baby." Like, I know everyone thinks their baby's beautiful, but like legit, this kid makes the fucking Gerber baby look like a potato. It is ridiculous how beautiful this baby is.
I mean, look at you. It makes sense, man. Right?
Yeah. He does. He definitely he has my face, but he got the smaller nose from my wife, which is perfect because I got a big fucking nose.
Oh, I feel that.
So I think he lucked out there.
Yeah, man.
Fucking Carrot scam.
Yeah.
As you guys talk, I'm just gonna throw every meme I possibly can up in the background.
For those who are listening on the go, which by the way you should, we replaced our mobile art, so we are encouraging you to go to iTunes or Google Play or what have you, Spotify. Listen up to our show there. And also, I'm going to emphasize this time. Leave reviews. We said it in passing. We said it in passing. No one did. I looked for you all. Our last review was in September. So I'm putting the pressure on you. Go there, put 5 stars. Talk about Karak's background. I mean, what show are you going to get where this man's got memes of himself changing throughout the show? Exactly. But yeah, for those who are listening on the go right now, do know that Karak is going to be cycling out his green screen background. The YouTube viewing experience will probably be much better. Anyway.
That is true.
It's true, right? So this is the H.A.M Radio Podcast. For those of you who are new, it's a weekly gaming show where we like to go over the latest and greatest in news. But this episode is kind of our grand finale for 2020. We're doing what we call the H.A.M Radio Awards. Now, we're not official or anything, but we got over 1,100 submissions from all of you who listen to the show via our Patreon, our Discord, my YouTube channel. I know, Dustin, I think you posted it. And so what we have here are the Best RPG, Best Open World, Best Remake, It's Pretty Award, the Weeb Game of the Year, Anti-Consumer Award, Best Action Game of the Year, Worst Game of the Year, and Game of the Year to go over. So we wanted to make sure this year, normally Karak, myself, and it would have been Dustin last year. I don't think Dustin was on the show then. But normally we would just go through our list. We wanted to make this a little more interactive and enjoyable for all of you. Get your thoughts involved through our community here, what you would vote on for each of these categories. We also tried to include big snubs at the Game Awards. So we do hope you enjoy this. This is our first time giving this a shot. We did it through I only knew about the Google Forms because of review copies. They'd be like, what platform do you have? And I'm like, hey, this is pretty easy to get into. Yeah. So I formed it all through that, posted it on everything. And now, before we do get started, we got to do our traditional intro. Cowboy, you're our guest. What have you been up to? What have you been playing, sir?
I've been playing Diaper Changing Simulator 2020. No, but for real, lately it's been a little bit all over the place. Obviously, Demon Souls, the remake dropped, so that ate up a big chunk of the more recent time, and then a dive into the illustrious Cyberpunk, which I'm sure will be a hot topic during this discussion. And then more recently, the new Neo 2 DLC, which they finally added. It's called the Underworld now, but in the original game, it's the Abyss. It's basically like an endless dungeon you can go through. So that can eat hundreds of hours if you're a fan of that type of stuff.
I got to get back into it. That's one of my games of the year, and I adore it. And I haven't played any of the DLC because I was going to. And then I saw the PS5 upgrade they were going to do, and I'm thinking, just wait for that.
Coming in February.
Right? I'm thinking about just waiting for that. I mean, the game already runs well, especially in back compat, but I don't know, man. That 4K.
Yeah, I'm hoping FPS. Because the big thing right now is, you either pick the 60 FPS or the It's Pretty mode. And I don't think Neo's the type of game where you're like, oh my God, the visuals. It looks good, but it's not the type of game that you go to for visuals. But I'm hoping this update is hey, we got, the higher visuals and 60. If they can do that, I'm happy. Because I know PC can. And Neo's not exactly, it's not as demanding as a lot of games. So I think the PS5 should be able to hit it.
How many expansions and stuff have they done? I know they just released
3.
1 and 3. Wow. They got any more after this, or is this the last one?
This is the last one, but I mean, it's doing well for them. So if we, I think we're either going to see a Neo 3, probably like a spin-off of it, or maybe they'll go back to the roots and we'll see a new Ninja Gaiden.
Oh,
because the new DLC is like I had people showing up to a stream and they're like, "Is this?" Because I had a Hayabusa outfit on, and they're like, "What Ninja Gaiden game is this?" Because I was using claws and like the combos are so like it looks like a new Ninja Gaiden if you play with the claw weapons as fast as you attack. So
yeah, they
maybe it's in the works.
They leaked the remaster a while ago. I was so hyped when I saw that because they're doing 1, 2, and I think it's Razor's Edge, which I never played, all in a combined collection for PS4 and Xbox One. And so that's something that I really want to get my hands on. I wonder if that's a little bit of, like when we were first talking about the Mass Effect remaster, we were all thinking like, oh, it's just, it's going to be the remaster, but then you get a new Mass Effect game announced and it kind of takes on a whole different meaning. Maybe those saves carry over. So maybe they are foreshadowing a little more Ninja Gaiden. Dustin, my friend, my Ice Cube friend, we've caused quite a kerfuffle online. We did. It's funny. Ever since our podcast episode, I've been getting fucking lit up in my mentions. Like everywhere I go, I've been getting attacked. But what's weird is I think what's happened is you have actively suppressed the multi-Ice Cube users, because when I posted my tweet, a lot of people were like, who would use one? So I feel like we might be pioneering a new age argument here. Like this is something that has not really been touched on before, and I think we're leading the charge on it.
Wait, what is the new argument? And I feel like I need to get in on this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Dustin, you should tell it. I'll have some bias. I think you'll be fair with this.
All right, we'll try to make this quick because I know that there were some people that thought we dwelled on the Ice Cube conversation too long last week. But, we can get some new data here. So, of course we have to.
We have to.
So here's the question is, when you have a drink, this is multi-layered. First of all, do you use ice?
Yes.
In what situation do you use ice? Because that's an important context thing as well. And how much ice?
I mean, anytime you have a drink that should be chilled, you should use. Is this just a ice cubes versus single ice block situation?
So
pretty much one ice cube versus multiple.
I mean, the rule of thumb is if it's liquor, you use a single ice cube because it's going to melt slower and it's going to preserve the taste of your liquor. If you're drinking, water or soda, Karak, drowning in Mountain Dew over there.
Pop, baby, pop.
I mean, I think it depends. If you're trying to preserve the flavor of whatever you're drinking, you want a larger ice cube, which is why you typically see like whiskey balls and stuff.
Right.
But if you're drinking water, I'm not going to be like, I need a giant ice cube for my water bottle. Like, it doesn't matter. It's just going to melt into more water anyway.
See, the thing is that Matty has chilled pop, soda, beverage, whatever, and then he adds more ice on top of it because he just apparently enjoys watered down drinks.
It doesn't,
as far as I can tell.
It really doesn't.
So my point is that, first of all, you should chill a drink in the fridge or something if you can. Ice cubes are a last resort. If you're like, go to the store, you pick up a 2-liter, it's warm or something. And in that situation, I'm just going to put one substantial ice cube in there. I'm not going to try to put a bunch in and water it down.
I mean, that's you, man. That's you on your island.
The people have my back, Matty. You can say whatever you want. Oh, see on that Twitter post, you're like, look at all these people, and I'm like, where were they? Were they last week when you needed them? They weren't here. So fuck them.
See, the problem here is that you're drinking soda at all. You should be in water, gang.
Dang,
well, I am
water
seltzer.
right now.
Seltzer and water is all. I don't remember the last time I drank water. Soda. I drink water every day. Hold on, check it. 3 bottles right here.
Bro, you gotta get a big jug. It changes your life. I'm serious. You get a big jug. You fill this up like twice a day, and you just go through a gallon of water a day. You're gonna have a nice clean flow. It's healthy for your prostate. You'll sleep better.
I don't know how Karak drinks lots of pop on the podcast and managed to not like just burp into the microphone. I can't drink pop when I podcast, or I'm just gonna like inadvertently burp mid conversation and embarrass
I think
myself.
Karak, you do Mountain Dew a lot. And I feel like
citrus stuff.
that
Pepsi
doesn't like Coke and whatnot. I think makes you a
Coke
lot
and
more
Pepsi.
gaseous. But yeah, the Mountain Dew, because I used to drink Mountain Dew as like a replacement for water.
Yeah,
Me too.
same.
It was a dark part of my life.
High school was the shit.
Dude, I remember one of my first jobs. I was working at a Pizza Hut, and I was like, "Oh, we got Mountain Dew on tap. Oh shit!"
Yeah.
And I drank Mountain Dew every single shift. And up to that point in my life, I never had a cavity. Right. So year passes by after working at Pizza Hut. I go to the dentist, and they're like, "Oh, you need like 13 fillings." And I was just, I was
Oh,
like,
shit.
"What?"
I've
Apparently
luckily
my-
never had a cavity. I don't ever want one. So.
Apparently, my teeth were all holding on by a thread, and the waterfall of Mountain Dew just broke the dam.
Broke it.
I love that. Karak, how have you been doing? What have you been playing? Dustin, actually, I didn't even get what you were playing. I had to
Yeah, you
harass
just
I don't think we got-
accosted
yeah.
me about this fucking ice situation when you already lost.
Okay, I'm
So-
sorry. I'm sorry, man. Go on. Tell us what you've been playing already.
So I haven't been playing too much this week, unfortunately. This is like our crazy trying to work ahead week for Colin's Last Stand. So we just recorded I recorded 2 episodes of Sacred. We recorded another one yesterday, 2 or 3 episodes of Knockback. So,
Wow.
and we're trying to get it all pushed out and ready by the end of the weekend. And I'm going to Colin's tomorrow so we can do some stuff that everyone will find out about in the near future. So, yeah, it's been busy, but in between those items, I've been still playing 13 Sentinels, which is, again, a game that just gets crazier. Every time I play it, it continues to blow my mind with new revelations. And it's weird. I went really hard on Cyberpunk when it came out. And now it's something about it that if I don't have like at least an hour or 2, I just don't even want to jump in. And so I don't think I've really even played it this entire week, even though I really want to.
No, you need a chunk of time to actually play that. You can't just 30 minutes of it.
Yeah, it would not do it justice. So, but other than that, staying busy. I got the new layout of my desk, the new microphone, and so just feeling ready to go already for the new year. So
I'm excited. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Karak, it's your turn. What have you been playing, and what has thou been up to?
I really haven't been playing very much.
Wow, I feel like I'm the only one who's playing.
Some Cyberpunk, but like we've been doing personal stuff. We my wife totaled that car, and then they wrote it off without telling us. They wrote it off for a fourth of the cost I just bought it for. So we bought it for $35,000, and they gave me $8,000. So now we're like in the middle of trying to figure that out because I just paid it off. I literally paid it off, and she totaled it. And so it's like that's just been a disaster in the background. I feel like my life's a country song. It's like dog died, family got COVID, family member dies, car gets totaled. I'm like, dude, seriously, 2020 cannot get over any fucking sooner. And Cyberpunk's been a fucking just an unmitigated disaster. So it's like it's just been this fucking descent. The only game that's like been any kind of super enjoyable would be Phoenix. I've gone back and just messed around in the puzzles in Phoenix, and then tried to go back to Valhalla, but still not. Yeah, I just don't think I'll ever play Valhalla again. I just don't even think it'll ever be turned on, because I played Odyssey a couple days ago to do some stuff for the Walking the Walk, and I was like, dude, Odyssey looks 10 times better than Valhalla, like color wise and clarity. And I just had I don't even have an issue with Valhalla as much as it doesn't drive me to play it. Where Odyssey, I want to play the DLC, but I don't want to play Valhalla anymore, which is weird. It's just, one of those sad things.
That is surprising. I get that though, because I think Odyssey, like you said, it's way more colorful. Where Valhalla, I've had a lot of shots in the game where I thought it was beautiful, but it was because it felt more grounded in reality. I don't know how else to describe it.
The tones. Like there's a lot more browns, a lot more grays. Like everything is just darker in general. I mean, it makes sense, but it wears on you.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's some VR, ton of VR, because I'm getting ready for Microsoft Flight Simulator VR. So I've got my reverb and everything set up. So I'm just waiting for that to finally get out. I cannot wait to play that.
That's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. That's about it.
I have been playing a lot, gentlemen. So, of course, it's been more Cyberpunk. Yeah, with all the shit that's been going on, I've been up to my ears in making Cyberpunk news videos, as I'm sure anyone listening could imagine. So that's where a lot of my free time has gone. But I've talked about Cyberpunk a lot, so I will spare everyone. And I want to talk about another game that has absolutely captured me, and I was even playing it before this show here, and that's Hades. I gotta have at least already 20+ hours in this game. And Cowboy, I don't know if you played this, but this is like the most cowboy game. I think
no,
it is.
Hades literally got me like through the birth of the child, because as the dad, there you don't do anything. Like you just go to the hospital and you sit, and like you can't really help. You know, she'd be like, "Can I?" And your wife's just like, "Don't touch me," and you're like, "Okay." So basically, they just shoved me in a corner, and I just sat there with my Switch, just playing Hades. Like, do y'all need me yet? No, okay, all right, I'm gonna mind my fucking business. I played a lot. I went through from going to the hospital until like the first week, while baby's just a potato. I went all the way from like no progress in Hades to having unlocked aspects on every weapon, beaten the full game, gotten the full story. Phenomenal roguelike, easily top roguelike of the year for me.
Yeah,
like,
I have
just solid game. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, I mean the gameplay alone kind of sells it, but I think it's because of like the ties to the narrative that you kind of want to keep replaying. Normally, I feel like a roguelike is always going, like I love Slay the Spire. I picked that up on my Switch last year, and that was a really good time. But it felt more like a, hey, gamer, you having a good time? Here's more addicting mechanics, where I felt this had a more intelligent design, plus the build diversity is insane. Like it's just crazy.
I think that's what sells it, is because like a lot of roguelikes, there's a fine line between too much saved progression in a roguelike and not enough. And I think Hades does that really well with like unlocking the passives, unlocking the weapon aspects, being able to upgrade your weapons just a little, like just minute upgrades that make them just a little bit stronger, but enough that you want to, you're like, I want that next blood to upgrade this. I want to make it stronger. I really like this, but this thing sounds like it could be cool too. And then, like you said, the synergies with weapons and boons, and
that's the thing, right? Because at first when I started playing, I'm like, oh, cool, buffs. And then I think I was, my favorite to use is the bow and arrow. And I'm thinking, all right, I like the Artemis upgrades on this, but I saw Artemis had a boon that's like, oh, get 4% extra crit chance. I'm like, that's not much. Why would I use that? But then I get an aspect on my bow and arrow that I fully upgraded. So now I have 10% crit chance. So when I see that Artemis boon, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm getting that, because now it's like at 15%. And so I'm shooting people for like 300 damage. Like last night I was playing and I had this arrow upgrade where it shoots like 3 at the same time. And then I had another upgrade where if it's a short range attack, I think it does like
300% damage to boost for blank range.
Yeah,
with the triple arrow, so it's like 1,000 damage.
Yeah, so I got to the final boss and I'm just like pop, and he's dead. I was like, it was so amazing, because I struggled so hard with that game, and then the fact that I eviscerated the final boss was such a good feeling. But then I thought that was it. I was thinking, all right, so it's probably over here, and there's just, it feels like so much more. I don't know how much more there is, but like I completed one run that last night. Like that was my first one. I finished.
I don't remember exactly, but I want to say to get the story, I think it's 10 runs. 10 complete runs to like fully get the story fleshed out. And then now that your first run is done, you're going to start unlocking like the deeper weapon aspects.
Yeah.
Like the hidden aspects and shit. Those get crazy.
And then they added packs, so there's like these extra challenges you can do for your character that just it's all about the reward system, man. It's such a good loop.
Heat up.
Yeah, it's so good, dude. I fucking love that game. It is so much fun. Immediately really cracked my top 5 of the year. I really like.
What are you playing it on?
Switch.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Switch it's honestly perfect on the Switch.
Yeah.
It's such a great like on the go game.
Yeah,
on Switch. There's cross save now. I think.
Well, I had it on PC, and like I played it a little bit here and there, but I feel like anytime you're on the PC, like if I'm spending time on my computer, it's making content. You guys know what it's like. You don't get to just enjoy time gaming really as a content creator, because every time you're just gaming for fun, you're like, man, I could be making content out of this. So the Switch is my like escape. I just disappear into like the bedroom and just play and ignore everything.
Right in bed. Yeah, it's beautiful. That's what I do, at least. Yeah, and that's what's cool about Hades is I docked it. And normally what happens is when I play certain games on my Switch, I'll play it handheld, and then I'll go to dock and go, this isn't right. But I don't know what they did. I think it just might be the minimal HUD and the overall excellent controls. But just going between the two, it felt good to me, which is incredibly rare. I couldn't put like my finger on why exactly it's the case, but yeah, I've just been really playing a lot of this in between Cyberpunk news videos, and I'm probably gonna have to work on one tomorrow because of all these refund updates that they're doing, and just what a mess. But I'm sure that's been talked about to death. So with that, gentlemen,
I can't believe, by the way, that you did a video yesterday, dude. I tried to Discord you, hoping
did you message
you
me?
weren't gonna. No, when they talked about the fucking polling and stuff, I was like, dude, I'm so done with Cyberpunk. Like, I never want to hear about it again. And I'm like, there's no reason to make a video, blah blah blah, because you were right above me. And I was like, let me subtly hint to Matty that he doesn't need to fucking get out of bed. And then your video shows up, and I don't know if it was just me. It looked like you had got out of bed in the video. Did. Okay, because dude, that's so crazy. Because I saw your video and I'm like, motherfucker, looking rough, like rough. Yeah. Like Matty is normally like, well, hello everybody, and you're all well coiffed. And this time you were like, and something else happened. Yeah. And I was just like, dude, why are you doing another? They will fuck up far longer than you have the ability to create content. You can ignore.
It's so true.
And then what happens? This morning, the other thing happened, and I was like, fucking Matty, here we go.
No,
he's gonna be like, guys,
I had
can we delay?
Today.
I gotta do well, good on you, because I would have been like, fuck you, man. I'm done. I'm not giving my fun Friday away for that game as well. But yeah, it was fun watching that video. But it's fun. It's surprising because I could tell you did look like you got out of bed. You know how sometimes in the morning you'll wake up and you have morning voice.
Mm-hmm.
You can't record because it won't stay the same. And then you look at yourself and you're like, damn, man, I need a little while for the fluids to like settle in my face.
Yeah, just like my eyelid,
you look tired.
My eyelid
you were lidded. You were lidded. I could tell. That's funny, man. That's funny.
Dude,
still good video though. But.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been pretty fried from all of this just because
I can see why.
It's obviously like it goes to show you just check the news cycle once and it's there it is, more Cyberpunk. And it's like, what else could go wrong? It's funny, I pinned a comment yesterday, I uploaded a video. It was just gonna be my normal video. And I was like, oh, yeah, guys, just so you know, like, Cyberpunk news is done. I'm going to work on a review for Hades. We're going to do this. We're just going to wait for the next patch for Cyberpunk. I think, the worst is out of the way. And then, like, 5 hours later, that happened. And then they pulled the game from PlayStation. I'm thinking, like, dude, this is incredible to watch. Like, it just, everyone, I'm not wishing for their failure, but just absorb this moment.
Oh, no. Yeah.
It is a
sight to behold. It's unprecedented.
A game changer. It's look, this morning, I couldn't figure out why my save game wasn't loading. I posted about it in your Discord. 8 megabyte save game. Boom. Game won't load it. Crashes, corrupts. So don't use Steam cloud saves because if it uploads it, your fucking game is gone. And I was at 7.8 megabytes and it fucking went to 8 and the game wouldn't load. And I was just like, dude, another news story. Like, what the fuck? Like, just don't look at the news right now. Like, you can't. Dude, it's on BBC and shit. Like, it's crazy when a BBC reporter looks like she rolled out of bed and somebody spray painted her face with makeup. By the way, she's pretty. I'm not dissing on her, but you could tell she wasn't ready. And she didn't even know the guy's name. And she's like, so the creator of Cyberpunk is saying that some stuff happened. What happened? Like, it was like, it's big news. It's pretty weird.
Yeah, man.
Definitely a weird time to be in the industry.
It is because it's kind of upsetting that it's not like, we're having a big success and that's why everyone's talking about games. You want that at some point, not the.
We'll get a Skyrim too. It'll happen.
Well,
I mean, it's on brand for 2020. That's all,
It is, man.
It is on brand for 2020. Like nothing surprises me right now. Every time somebody will DM me, I said it in the review, in the video a couple days ago. I was like, when I wake up now and I see news for 2020, I'm like, checks out.
This
makes sense.
It checks out, but this admittedly surprised me. Like, I expected the console debacle when they were like, we're not giving you codes for that. I was like, all right, something's up with that.
Afro Samurai and this are the only 2 games I've seen removed. Oh, Batman Arkham Knight got removed from Steam.
Yeah, that's about the closest.
I remember that.
Right? That's about the closest, yeah.
Afro Samurai 2 is the game that I tore up for like 6 videos. I was like, how fucking dare this thing be created? Like, this is digital herpes. Like, whoever created this, like, they need to be held accountable. And it got pulled from Steam, and I was like, probably shouldn't win it that hard. But
I mean, in this case, can you blame them? I mean, I feel like it's more so a product not of the state of the game, but because of CD Projekt Red sort of blame shift in here. Like, I feel like that's.
I think I think it's a combination. I think one, the game had such a build up to it. You know, people, to be fair, people were going into Cyberpunk expecting this game was going to be like an angel descending down and blessing them with a new tier of gaming that we would all move forward and evolve into. And I don't think it was ever going to be that to begin with, but it certainly didn't help that their PR played that and they ran with it and they ran with it and they hyped it and they hyped it and they hyped it and they hyped it. And then it got to like, I don't want to say it spun out of control, but it kind of did. Like it got to a point where I think even if it had been a successful launch, I think it was such a big entity that we still would have seen blowback in one form or another.
Right.
Just because I don't think it was ever going to live up to expectations. I think the thing that
if Watch
really,
Dogs can't
really
live up
screwed
to
them-
expectations, then this won't. Watch Dogs had a trench coat and people shit themselves. Like that game had a little graphical presentation that it was bullshit. But I mean, look at what happened then. This is not only that, but it's other stuff, and it's just continual. And it's like you can't in current dude, nobody's doing anything. We're all fucking sitting at home anyway. So guess what we're gonna do? Make videos, and if something pisses us off, we're gonna make 4, like Matty. So it's like, dude, I mean, I admit I put Cyberpunk in front of one of my fucking podcasts to test the fucking podcast algorithm, and 6,000 extra people showed up.
Oh yeah, it's a hot topic to say the
So
least.
right, dude, people will be like, today we're going to talk about the title and the font used in Cyberpunk, and they'll get 10,000 views. It's just, you know,
There's no
like
doubt
Cowboy
that,
said, it was blown to some other dimension that even if it was great and everything was fixed, it would never have hit. It's just impossible. It's impossible.
No, and that's the thing. It's a shame because I'm one of the people who I thought the game was really great. You know, I had, as I mentioned in my review, a ton of bugs and glitches, but the writing and the mission design especially stood out to me as pretty fantastic. And so it's just I went through like the stages of grief with this game. Like, I was angry at one point, I was sad at one point, and then I'm just like, fuck it, man. Like, let's just ride this shit out. I don't even care. Like, if you're gonna get delisted, I wonder if it sends a message to other companies. You
bet it does.
Yeah, you gotta wonder, man.
Well, you have to look
I talked to a dev this morning.
Wow.
And I can guarantee you, sorry, Dustin, I just want to say,
no,
I can guarantee you people are very much watching everything. To the point that companies, like, there is definitely the desire to pull back PR, and there's definitely the desire to especially make sure certification stuff, platforms, you don't have any question, like Cyberpunk throwing Sony and or Microsoft under the bus. You can bet other devs, like, I mean, dude, I'm in a fucking Discord with other devs, and they were just DMing going, what the fuck? Dude, like, no lie. One post from a pretty premier dev stated there is no finer way to nuke the ground behind you than what just occurred. And what he meant was future projects, because remember, Microsoft and Cyberpunk were branding partners. Microsoft has the Cyberpunk Xboxes, all that stuff. And they were just like, yeah, maybe they assumed we'd fix shit. It's like, dude, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. We all know that's not how it works. So you can bet devs are definitely taking it serious, which is good. It sucks, but it's good. What were you going to say, Dustin? Sorry.
No, I was just thinking that I think what's most interesting to me right now is that it's clear that Sony is pissed because, first of all, they went out and just were like, oh, just ask the platform holder for a refund. Yeah. Clearly without asking Sony. That was the hypothesis. But then today when they put out this thing that said, following our discussion with PlayStation, a decision was made to temporarily suspend a digital distribution of Cyberpunk 2077. And then later it says, according to our knowledge, starting today, everyone who is not willing to wait, blah, blah, blah. It's very clear that there is beef now between these two companies. And it's like, if Sony has made it clear is that you play by their rules for better or for worse, and they are not pleased.
Yeah, I want to start off before I say anything else that I'm actually more intrigued in Xbox this generation than PlayStation. But do you want to know how thirsty some Xbox fans are? They think that Microsoft is going to buy CD Projekt right now.
Timed exclusive, LOL.
That's what I said. I said, did you guys realize technically it's sort of an exclusive? And people are so mad at me. Yeah. But I was like, yeah, but Matty's right. Not only that, Sony, and they had a meeting, and obviously, because milestones were brought up and certifications were brought up in the previous mention, what that indicates is that CD Projekt Red and Sony most likely discussed when you think this will be fixed. And by removing it, what that means is a long time.
Yep.
And I think that that's the thing that you have to come away with, is that what if this had released prior to this big delay? Which then people were like, did they ever have the idea to do it? Was it ever actually a for sure thing? Because if it was, what would they have looked like back then? It would have been nuts. It would. I mean, it's already nuts. It's actually legit nuts now. It would have been, dude, they've lost billions. Like,
yeah.
Well, and I feel for the devs, because I feel like this is very
For
much
sure.
a business, either business shareholders. I don't know who fucking decided to just push it, but I feel like they were in a situation where they were damned if they did, damned if they didn't. Because after already three delays, like honestly, this game should have released probably June 2021. I think that would have been enough time to actually
that's what I said with 6
hit
months.
the polish. Yeah,
6 months would have hit the
but
polish.
if they had delayed it again, like, dude, we would have seen fucking pitchforks, more death threats, like all that. I'm like, y'all are fucked no matter what you do. You can release the buggy broken game, or you can have people throwing Molotovs at your houses. Like, no matter what,
And the
devs are fucked.
They are. And what sucks is it sucks. They're going to get hammered, but that is because they're the developer, so like people bring it up. But one of the things I noticed was you can tell that a number of the text documents left around were supposed to be spoken, not written. And in fact, a lot of them are bugged. They're in places you can't even get. So it's obvious somebody took the script, like Johnny was supposed to say something, and they're like, shit, we can't do that. Put it in a, fucking
an audio
text
thing,
document. Right. And the problem is that all that does is just lead this unprofessional feel to, in the past, at least, what was considered super professional. But what bothers me, and Maddie and I did it with Spider-Man, and we purposely stopped ourselves. But about 2 weeks prior to the original Spider-Man, we were going nuts on what we were saying it was going to have. We were out of control. We were like, dude, it's going to be co-op and you're going to have Spawn swimming fuck sharks. I mean, it was the dumbest conversation. And I remember I listened to us, because occasionally I'll go back and listen and be like, dude, you're being a jackass. I need to fix this. And I listened and I was like, we are so out of control. And so we talked about it. We were like, dude, let's just stop. Let's stop. And with Cyberpunk, I'm glad I'm nowhere near as like positive about this game from a game standpoint as almost anybody else. But I'm glad I didn't go into it with higher expectations, because I don't know what I would be doing right now. I legitimately, well, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'd be angry as much as like right now. I'm like, it's a game. I'm going to move on. But what happens now is the devs get in shit. The producers, which by the way, the leak that happened last year seems to indicate the truth. And the leak was that they actually that they needed that, but that the development had actually been delayed because they did not know how to take an RPG and turn it into a video game, because their idea was to basically soften it so everybody could play it. And if you look at the way a lot of the stats work, and by the way, there's actually broken math now. We've done math on multiple skills. It's definitely broken in some skills. So they're going to get hammered for no real reason. They're the ones who are going to pay for no real reason, right? And it's all, the discussion's always going to be, if you dislike it, you're a hater, and if you like it, you're a shill. There's now no way to have a normal, because when my review posts, I guarantee you people are going to be like, what the fuck?
I've had to ban 100, because like I have my thing is, for starters, I don't get excited about any game because of, like you said,
you don't know why anymore.
Yeah, I want to go into something blind. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. But I have I feel like this game, and it's I call it hate masturbating. Like, you get people that they like I'll try and stream it and have a good time, and you'll have people that'll just show up. They're not even interested in watching you play, but they'll show up just to be like, this game fucking sucks. This game's a piece of shit. And it's like, no, I don't have time for this. Like, if you don't like something, don't see that's my thing. Like, I get it. People are upset. I mean, shit, I've had Delamain's face plastered in every fucking video call for the last 20 hours of gameplay after completing his quest. But like, if I don't know, it's so weird. Every time I talk to Panam, his head comes through and she looks bald and it hurts my soul. But like, if I don't like something, I don't engage with it. And I feel like a lot of people, I don't know if it's just 2020 and people are stuck, but like from a stream perspective,
Cowboy,
people can't help themselves.
They're at home though, Cowboy.
Yeah.
See, those guys, when you're streaming, those dudes were normally at Domino's as low-end denominator humans, barely able to fucking do anything other than make a pizza. They were not going to fucking in any way show up and do something good with the world. And now they're sitting at home watching your stream. And I'm not saying that's a reflection on your stream. I'm saying that's a reflection on most people who are like that. I mean, I get hating, but if you don't have a critique behind it, then it's like, what the fuck are you here for?
Yeah, no, that's my thing. No one wants to ever critique on streams. It's just like, oh, it's a game. And it's like, stop drooling over your fucking keyboard and give me something to work with, you know?
And what's funny is we're going to get past this. And one of the things that bothers me is we now, man, streamers are to blame. I am going to admit, myself included. What happens is we're now going from excess to excess. There's no really middle ground. There's Cyberpunk. What's after Cyberpunk? And what's the next huge game? And it's like, dude, really? There's 1,000 small games. There's literally 1,000 B level games. There's Vampire, right? There's Vampire. Well, that one's probably fucked. There's Werewolf. There's all these games. That's sad that I brought up Vampire, but there's all these games, and those will get lost because everybody's making their bones on big everything, the Kardashians of video game news. And it's like, when all this dies down, no one's going to want to cover these smaller games. They're going to, and if they do, they're going to try to make it a big deal. Everything's going to be overblown. And it sucks. It sucks for conversation.
I said
it kills it.
In one of my latest videos, I said that, this cycle of overhype kind of needs to come to a conclusion, and this is exactly why. Not because it's the people's fault for being excited, but
no.
It makes that disappointment all the more hurtful, and then you just see the cycle of anger and harassment come about again. And I actually said, I feel bad for the next developer who kind of climbs the mountain as like, this is our god of gaming now. It's no longer Bethesda. It's no longer CD Projekt. It's no longer BioWare. It is now this company. I'm like, I feel awful for that developer.
It's already happened.
Larian Studios.
No,
Larian Studios.
It's FromSoft.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think.
It could be FromSoft.
But you know what? That's exactly why. It's exactly why we're never going to see a fucking speck of Elden Ring until it's done. They're going to take the same exact angles Sucker Punch did.
Yep.
Like, here's our game. It's coming. Fuck you. We're going underground for the next 3 years. And when it's ready, it's ready. And you're getting nothing because they don't want to build up hype. Yeah. They're like, I don't know.
It's smart when you think
all
about
the time.
I want to see it, but yeah.
Dude. What do you think about Elden Ring, man? What do you think? I'm like, I don't fucking know anything about it. Yeah. I have no thoughts. I know nothing.
I know the name. No lie. That is all I know. I know the name. It just got brought up in our podcast. I'm like, dude, I know the name. I know, like, there's nothing out there. And I think that is by far the most intelligent way to go.
Yeah. We had that one interview that told us, like, I think Miyazaki did it, and I think he said it was going to be like open world or it would be more open. Like, there were hints at what it would be like.
It was mostly vague PR friendly answers that didn't really give away much.
Exactly. So there's not much to go off of in the first place. It's definitely one of those games that's in line to be super hyped. A lot of people I've seen, and it's probably because of my community, they're like, what if Starfield like nails it? What happens to Elder Scrolls 6, right? Like, let's say Starfield from Bethesda Game Studios ends up being pretty good, and everyone's already excited for Elder Scrolls 6, or like, it's that game that at least I have in the back of my mind. No, like I know I'm going to play that. And I imagine with the popularity of Skyrim, where even non-gamers are hopping into that'll likely be the same for them with the next Elder Scrolls game, like the next numbered Elder Scrolls entry. I'm just like, I feel bad for Bethesda when that time comes, because it could very well become this kind of situation where there is a lot of hype built up for that. And I know right now it sounds crazy because I know Bethesda's not in the most exciting position and they're not as prominent as they once were, and they got a long way to go. But there's just something about that mainline Elder Scrolls entry that I think is going to get people jonesing, and it's just like.
And about your fans, your type of fans, your Bethesda fans, they're a different breed. They're the Sony fans of third platform. They're like Sony fans will be like without any fucking problem. And it's crazy. Like, so Sony will be like, we've decided to buy this orphanage and burn it down. And Sony fans will be like, fucking, that's the way you treat orphans. I'm telling you, treat orphans exactly like that. And you just be like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? The same thing happens here. Like, Bethesda will beat people. And they'll just be like, that's a special fucking edition of Skyrim, $77 fucking dollars, shitty ass compressed music. I'm buying 3. And you're just like, dude, fuck? The first mod for all of their games is the same fucking mod every time because they will refuse to fix them. Like,
No, it's always the unofficial patch.
I'm sorry about banging on Bethesda fans because I love the game. I love Skyrim. I love Fallout. I love Daggerfall, Morrowind.
Hey,
but come on, man.
For anyone who's gonna get offended, Karak's pretty much talking about me, and I'm sitting right here. So
no. You've been very open about coming to grips with how things are done, and I just think the blind fandom leads to blind hype and leads to blind overreaction, man.
Yeah.
It just step the fuck back, man. Cancer matters, not a $60 fucking game. Like,
man,
seriously.
Wow.
Sorry.
You gotta wonder.
On the audio, they're gonna hear, and every guy will know. By the way, every dude will know exactly what that is. Sorry, it's just like if I took a picture of a couch and put it online, people be like, couch. I know. Sorry, Dustin, go for it.
No, I was just thinking that it's, this ties into, talking about whether it's Cyberpunk or the future of From Software, is that I was thinking about how in a Digital Foundry video, John brought up how our standards of performance have changed. Because if you look at Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS3, it's not as bad as Cyberpunk, but it is comparable in that it's often running in the teens as far as frame rate. And so what's weird and what I've been thinking about a lot now is that I'm pleased that a new standard is being set. We're no longer accepting games that are below 30 FPS, which is good because I personally think that anything under 30 FPS is unacceptable. But with that,
sorry. I just keep laughing at what Karak did, bro. I can't help myself.
Oh,
damn.
sorry.
That's so much like off the fucking. I'm sorry, Dustin. I'm sorry.
All I was going to finish to just say is that with that, there is a level of toxicity that has come from this emphasis on performance.
Yeah.
That is weird. It's like a weird double-edged sword right now where it's like, yes, better performance and keeping devs to a standard is great, but something else has come that's not necessarily good as well.
I think maybe it's, and this might tie into how, so next gen consoles, we're finally starting to see 60 FPS become kind of standard, but at the same time, PC, especially high-end PC, it's no secret that the PC Master Race crew is elitist here. But now 60 is not enough on PC. If you're on PC, it's you need 144, or you need 120, or you need 160, or you're not playing, at least if you're playing 60, you better be 4K, otherwise, why bother? Or you do 4K, but it's not native. So it's like it's this rat race where the consoles are catching up, and as the consoles are getting to what PC used to be the baseline, PC's getting higher. And so it's like this constant just, I don't know, shit flinging, I guess. And I think it just boosts on itself.
I think, honestly, because I lived through this, it reminds me directly of horsepower when it was carbureted versus fuel injected. And there were people who were like, it's got to be 800 horse. And somebody was like, well, this car, twin turbo car, has 140 horse and it beats your fucking Dodge Dart with your fucking V8. And people were not aware of efficiencies. They didn't understand that kind of stuff. They don't understand how a variable resolution works. And we talked about it with Dark Souls last week. Was it last week where we mentioned Dark Souls runs a variable upscaling? Resolution. Still looks good. Or Demon Souls, still looks good.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
If it looks good, if it crosses the finish line in whatever way, that's what should matter. And the 60 FPS thing and 30, I get it, but at the same time, I think that the PC master race, as I would call myself, because I have a 3090, all that kind of stuff, we're probably the stupidest consumers that exist on the planet.
We buy everything.
Not only we buy everything, we suck at the hind tit of shit ports.
Yeah.
We literally lap it up. I am running a 2080 Ti on the test bed for Cyberpunk, and it has FPS that is at times dropping below the console. And that's because the port is shit. And the ports are shit in multiple games.
There was DLSS
is required.
Too.
Exactly. DLSS is basically required for that game. And we saw it with Legion, where DLSS, like, you get a much better. So we're the dummies. Like, I've spent a ton of money to get, 25x. How many times have you seen Gamer Nexus? They'll be like, and I love Steve, by the way. He'll be like, hey, man, here's some fucking, some FPS numbers. And no lie, there'll be a 15 FPS delta average, not even a peak, nothing. FPS delta average. And somebody be like, oh, it's only $1,500. I'd be like, dude, that's $100 a frame. Like, what the fuck? You're not really going to get it.
I've spent $400 on colorful fans. So
yeah, right. Yeah, you're right.
That's your average. That's your
By the way, no.
Yeah. We're at the whim of one of the worst companies as well, as far as NVIDIA, with some of the shit they're pulling recently too. And it's like,
they just replaced AMD though. I had to live through AMD prior to them being, or when they were ATI. They were fucking horrendous.
Oh,
so it's like, yeah. But I mean, I agree with you completely. Like, that's the thing, is we're all, you're sort of beholden to them. I don't know the history of all that shit that went down. I did watch J2 I think, and a couple others talk about what happened with NVIDIA recently. But look at NVIDIA really and Microsoft. Microsoft is basically openly stated, we will never, ever work with NVIDIA again because they fucked them with the original Xbox. And Microsoft is usually pretty open to working with people. And so if they're saying fuck you, and that was how many years ago? 20. Like, these guys have sucked for a long time. And they've raked us over the coals price-wise for so long. Man, some of these, I was looking back at prices for some of these video cards we buy. And for the, frame rate changes you get. And it's just like, remember when they lied about RTX? They're like, ray tracing, blah, blah, blah. They never said that you'd get fucking 12 frames per second. They were like, we have brand new, we have tensor cores, which are magical, and they fucking channel in UFOs and aliens. And you're just like, all right, man, that sounds great. And then you get it, and it's like 12 frames per second. It works technically, right? But it's like a book missing every fucking odd page.
It's almost like
NVIDIA
it runs
just
surprisingly good. If I make
I think
the
shitty thing too is, like, from an AMD standpoint, like, I wouldn't mind going to the new AMD cards, but
me neither.
NVIDIA has the driver updates.
Yeah, I know, right?
And AMD typically does not move as fast in that regard. I mean, maybe they're going to start, because I think AMD is really kind of just strongman their way into the CPU market. Like Intel now, I'm like, oh, you run an Intel processor, pedestrian. But so I mean, the new, especially like the 6900 XT, like that card looks fucking good. And so if AMD can keep up with the driver updates to be on par, and one thing, I don't know, maybe this is something I lack the knowledge on, but I know, like, we have AMD architecture in PS5 and in Series X. So I'm curious if an AMD card would run all these new games we're seeing better because they're more optimized for AMD architecture. And a lot of the time, the console games are like, we've seen consoles just get ported to PC. I think Cyberpunk is one of the rare cases where it's clear that they built this on PC, and then they were like, oh, the consoles, just
so obvious.
Shove it on the drive over here. Shove it on the drive real fast, and hopefully it boots.
So I mean, yeah, there's definitely crossover. I just think AMD's, whenever AMD has a signature on their game, whenever it's like best with AMD or whatever, I always know NVIDIA is just going to run like dump. Yeah. Like, you can tell. But I wish we had a third competitor. Matrox needs to fucking come back and be like, dude, we're dropping a video card. Intel's got theirs, but from what I hear, it's pretty much, shit. It's not even close.
Well,
but
Intel's
we need more competition.
Their price. Intel doesn't. They don't.
Yeah, dude.
They don't price well.
They're the they're the beers of video games, or of computers.
Well, they were, and now it's like, Intel, you're gonna get your fucking shit together here. AMD's pulling you. Gonna fucking take your pants and the toilet paper, leave you in the stall.
It helps us, man. That's the hope, right?
Yeah,
the hope is that that Intel says, shit, we got to drop the prices on a couple of these things. AMD's knocking it out, and I was seriously against them for a while because some of their chips had all kinds of issues, but holy fuck, man.
No, I think Zen 3 is really, because I got a 3950X and I fucking love this thing. Like, I was looking at,
is that 16 or is that?
Yeah, that's the 16 one.
16, Jesus.
Yeah. I was
That's
looking
a lot
at
of cores, guys.
Dude, it's so nice, especially like for like, I'm on a single rig setup, and most of the time I can stream a PC game at 1440. and hover around 60 FPS running off of that in a 3080. Like that extra price, especially for a content creation perspective. Like, holy shit, dude. Take a 2-hour 1440 video and it renders in like 20 minutes.
That's amazing.
Like, oh.
Yeah, see, I'm looking to upgrade my shit just because my PC's super fucking old at this point. And it's funny because you guys were talking about AMD. I've always viewed them poorly because when I first got into PC gaming in like 2012, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And what Cowboy said is exactly why I had an issue with driver updates. I was like going on their website and they wanted you to like copy it. You had to go into your folders, and I'm afraid I'm going to fuck something up here, right? I'm brand new to this whole thing. And then I get a 980 Ti and NVIDIA's like, here's this app, click download, install, it does it for you. I'm like, oh, this is perfect for people like me. So
my very first PC build, I had a Radeon card. This was back when I was like, I don't know, 17, 16, and it ran like shit. It struggled playing World of Warcraft OG, and I got it on an NVIDIA card, and everything was fucking gravy. And I was like, "Fuck this, AMD, never again." Yeah, and then they came out with the new Ryzen chips, and I was like, "Oh, hey, it's been a while since I've seen you. What's you're looking good, AMD."
Well, Dustin was talking about like NVIDIA and AMD it sucking right now, and I was like, ATI sort of sucked too, which was AMD prior. The reason why they sucked is they sold the 8500 LE, which was a card. They also sold the 8500, which was the maxed card. But you could go down, buy yourself a graphite pencil, and draw 2 lines, and turn your 8500 into the LE into the 8500, and it was a $400 difference in price.
Holy
so
shit.
You basically graphite. If anybody's old like me, you remember there were days where you would take a CPU and by very carefully drawing and connecting pins with graphite, you could change a CPU to something different. It was crazy back then. So I get this thing. It comes with Blade, the DVD. Back when Wesley Snipes, pre-prison Wesley Snipes, pre-horror story, whatever happened in prison Wesley Snipes, I get this thing. And I look online, and just like Maddie, it's like, you need to download this fucking INI file and change number for us. And I'm like, bitch, I bought this. And then somebody's like, guess what? They fucked up. They didn't. All you need to do is change the driver to this and then grab a graphite pencil from a fucking store and draw this little thing. And I was like, what? Fuck, that makes no sense. And it worked. But that's how shitty they were. They didn't even have a separation. It was a firmodel update and a drawing of a fucking graphite.
It was the Wild West of tech. I remember that.
It was the Wild West.
Yeah. I remember doing that with modding the Xbox 360s. You take a screwdriver and I had a template that I'd put over the processor and just go current.
So you could do it perfectly.
Yep. And it popped. And once it popped, it was like, here you go. Download your games and play for free. And you were like, yeah.
Dude,
mod the high seas today.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's like sailing the high seas. I'm fucking not going to work. I'm going to fucking play. Yeah, dude. It was some of the stuff that happened back then was nuts, which is why we see the extra chip security on these consoles now, which will still get broken at some point.
Oh, yeah. All right, gentlemen. Shall we get into the Ham Radio Awards?
Yeah, they've been sitting there staring at us.
Yep. Just eyeing us down, saying, when are you going to talk about me? Well, now is your time. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to start off by thanking you for being a part of this, voting, even if you didn't play some of the games out there, just voting for what you did play. Because some of the votes did differentiate, like our RPG category has 3 less votes than our open world category, for example. So we're going to go through them one by one. We're going to name the submissions, and we'll go 3, 2, 1. And then after that, we'll discuss what we would have maybe picked and what we would have had there. Do we agree with what our audience has selected? So our first category is Best RPG. Here we have Wasteland 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Yakuza 7, Like a Dragon, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, formerly it was Neo 2 before Cowboy gave me some valuable feedback. Wait, no, Neo 2 is here. Which one did we change?
Neo isn't on the list. It's on the list, but it's not in the poll, looks like.
Interesting. Yes, because you know what? I know what happened here. Apologies.
You done fucked up.
Ignore what I said. But Neo was not in the voting. So relax, cowards. Persona 5 Royal is here, though. And so the 3, 2, 1 for this was quite interesting. Number 3 goes to Persona 5 Royal with 160 votes, which I don't know. I think Persona 5 clearly is a RPG, but I was surprised it ranked so high for our audience. Number 2 with 327 votes was Cyberpunk 2077, which I think, given its build quality, does make some sense. And our winner for Best RPG was, I think unsurprisingly, Wasteland 3. And hell fucking yeah to that. What do you gentlemen think of the list of games we have here? Do you agree with the audience? What would you have picked? Let a guy know.
I think Wasteland 3 is a good choice for me. It had a lot of technical issues, though.
Yes,
I didn't play Wasteland 3, but I heard nothing but praise for it. I can't do XCOM games. The 95% misses hurt my soul.
Oh,
yeah.
But I heard
shit.
really good things about it. Yeah, I mean, I'd agree with that. If Cyberpunk had taken it, I think your chat would have lit on fire after this episode. All the, I mean, the Cyberpunk's so weird because like all the bullshit aside, if you're playing, and this is someone who's going to call me an asshole for even saying this, but if you're playing on a really expensive PC and everything's firing the way it should, the game's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But outside of that, like niche circumstance, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, dude. I know. That's how I
Persona.
feel.
Yeah, Persona. I have such mixed feelings. I would love to play more Persona if they would put it on the fucking Switch, but I cannot sit in front of my PlayStation for 80 goddamn hours to play that game.
I get that.
Yeah.
I totally understand that.
And why Atlas? Like Atlas works with the Switch. Why not give a fucking Persona? You know why? Because Sony. Because of fucking Sony. Sony doesn't want to give it up.
It's amazing because they are putting the epilogue, which is Persona 5 Strikers, on the Switch.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know why 5 hasn't made its way
we,
there.
We got the new Shin Megami Tensei coming. Fuck Persona. Wait till you play that. Shin Megami Tensei. So for those that don't know, Persona is a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei, which is basically like Pokemon, except you just bribe demons to join you. So take the demon aspect of Persona and imagine a game that's based around that, but with deeper combat. It's good. And that is coming to the Switch.
I've heard really good things though about SMT.
It's basically adult Pokemon because you're like, yeah, well, maybe I can give you $40 and you can come over here, succubus lady. And
yeah, dude, I remember watching when it released in Japan SMT3 Nocturne. It got like an HD remaster, and apparently it was like terrible. Not the game itself, but the remaster they did was really bad. We have no word on like how the English version is or if they're gonna patch that out, but that's one thing I really wanted to try. I was originally going to get it for my PS2 just to like fire it up and try it out. But once I saw that get announced, Dustin, as a Persona 5 Royal fan, what do you make of it coming in at number 3? Do you like this list here?
Yeah, I think that if I'm looking at these lists of games, I'm guessing that the two games that are maybe a little, I don't want to say underrepresented, but the least likely to have been played, the 3 are Wasteland 3 won, and I'm guessing that that's probably not like a huge hitter overall in the public conscious, but for your audience, Matty, I think, I guess since they're the primary ones voting, I haven't played it myself, but I have to shout out to Yakuza 7 because that game's supposed to be incredible. And is that the lowest on the list here? Right?
It actually is. Yeah. At 46 votes, the second lowest is Valhalla.
Oh, so wait, more people voted for Assassin's Creed than Yakuza.
Yes, which is kind of
wow.
strange.
This audience is fucked. That's wrong. And I haven't even played Yakuza. No. But yeah, so I have to shout out to Yakuza because that's a game that I really want to play, and it's supposed to be very good. And I'm guessing it's so low just because I'm guessing a lot of people. It came out right when Next Gen was launching, and it just isn't the type of game that I think people, including myself, were looking for at that time. So.
Yeah.
I think being the 7th kind of hurts it in a weird way because, like, you hear something like, "Oh, it's the 7th," and you're like, "Oh, well, I haven't played 1 through 6. Fuck, I can't just jump in at the 7th." And even if that's not true, that initial impression, hearing something is with the exception of Final Fantasy, any other time you hear that it's the 7th entry in a series, you're like, that's a lot I got to do first.
Didn't they drop the 7 in the US release?
I'm actually not sure. See, what's interesting, I'd like to see how well Judgment did because it's pretty much a Yakuza game without like any of the main characters attached to it. And I felt was their attempt to see what happens if we kind of do this without Yakuza in the name. And then what's interesting is they put 7 there. I don't know how much it does connect to 6. All I know is that you can just hop in as a new time, like a brand new fan and completely understand what's happening, enjoy the story. Like, it's a new cast of characters. But there's got to be a reason why they put it as a 7th, unless it's just like, hey, this is our 7th Yakuza game that we're doing. In that case, sure. But for those who have not tried that series, Game Pass is adding all of them, and they are really fucking good games. I would highly recommend giving them a look. At least Zero and Kiwami 1 and 2. Those are phenomenal.
So on the Steam page, it's just Yakuza, not Yakuza 7, which I think
that
in
could have
Japan,
been my mistake.
I'm pretty sure in Japan it actually does have the 7, and I think that they changed it because they knew the U.S. market would see the 7 and be like, yeah, no. But I mean, either way, I think that there's still the connotation of like a lot of people are just like, well, I haven't played Yakuza before, so why would I start now?
Well, that's the thing is when you announce your game first in Japan, most people who hear it first will hear Yakuza 7.
Right.
And so it's like, it defeats the purpose. They should have just kept the name synonymous between both. Just Yakuza,
it has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, which is
doesn't surprise me.
Pretty impressive.
Very, very good things about it. Karak, what do you make of the list? Would you have added anything here, maybe?
Final Fantasy VII's not on there, right?
It is on there. Yep.
Yeah, it was.
It's on there. Gotcha. I would have removed that.
Yeah, I think that was fair. I put it there because I know it was accessible for a lot of people and is I put it in quotes, like an action RPG. That's why, like, I don't want to spiral this back into Cyberpunk, but a lot of people are like, Cyberpunk isn't an RPG. And I'm like, yeah, you can totally say it's more of an action game than an RPG. But I look at Final Fantasy VII Remake as like, it calls itself an action RPG. It's not really an RPG. But like, Cyberpunk actually has like builds that you can do.
I guess no matter what, you can't win, really.
Right. It's just such a broad fucking term nowadays. It's tough. That's why
I think overall, rocks. I wasn't a huge. I liked Yakuza Like a Dragon, but I wouldn't say it was like amazing. Valhalla wasn't. I think that it sort of shows that this isn't really the greatest year. I mean, other than the big blockbuster like a Final Fantasy or Persona, which is a remake, an add-on. Even though personally I have no issue with that, but because we've talked about it. But I think for this group there isn't much else. I think Wasteland is probably the answer, at least to me. I mean, dude, it was crazy because like there's 4 whores in Cyberpunk, 4 for the entire city, which is gross. Just even thinking about it. But ignoring that for a second, in Wasteland, you can bang like fucking 2-headed goats and you can do all kinds of crazy shit because it's an RPG. Yeah. That's the difference between, I think, to a lot of people, the amount of choice in Wasteland is beyond belief. It's beyond belief. I mean, dude, you could kill, I think I talked to you about this. You can kill the fucking first main guy who gives you the story.
Dude,
like that shit's insanity, man. It's so flexible.
I would have had it in my game of the year list. It was just very buggy when it came out, and the load times and the co-op. Like it was just very hard to play it. But like if you're looking for borderline modern revolutionizing choice and consequence, emphasis on consequence, cannot suggest Wasteland 3 enough. I like obviously because we were talking to our own audience, I kind of felt like that would take it, but I will say Cyberpunk almost took it over. It was only behind by like 20 some odd votes in the scheme of things. But Wasteland 3 is just, oh man, if you just like watching crazy shit play out, it's so entertaining.
It's so much choice. It shows what, like, if you are confused about what an RPG is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's the factor. It's the choices you make and how they influence the game. When I think of like how we were talking about the definition, I think that's what it comes down to.
Right.
Whereas in Final Fantasy VII, especially being a remake, like
even though I liked it, but I agree. Yeah,
I liked it, but yeah, you're not making choices. You're playing through the events of. I mean, it's more. It's like a movie now. You're re-experiencing something that we did in our childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which on the note of that, can we just say that Sephiroth in Smash is awesome. Fucking dope? Yes. Oh my god,
absolutely!
Dude.
I gotta unlock him. I saw you could get him early if you like beat a Sephiroth challenge. Yeah. Is that shit hard? Did you do it?
Fuck yeah, I did it. I used Min. She's the shit out of that. Just kept punching him while he couldn't get close to me. I was like, yeah, king of reach my ass. Look at these robo arms.
Our next category is Best Open World, where we have Spider-Man Miles Morales, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Cyberpunk 2077, Immortals Phoenix Rising, Ghost of Tsushima, and Genshin Impact. The splits on this one, as you gentlemen can see, is pretty fucking fascinating in my opinion, because it is just like 2 games took over and the rest got just crumbs.
Just wank.
Yeah. So I'm still going to do our normal 3-2-1, but I'm going to emphasize the voter number, and you will see it's over 1,000 votes. Number 3 is Assassin's Creed Valhalla with 84 votes. Like, it's not even close, man, because the next gigantic leap is at 415 votes with Cyberpunk again. Cyberpunk coming in second again for Best Open World. But our audience has voted on the Best Open World, and it is an overwhelming win of 484 votes with Ghost of Tsushima, which I would say is very well deserved. Now, I do think there's a bit of a robbery in progress here, because I think Immortals probably should have gotten more love than it deserved, but I just don't think there's enough room for people to actually.
I think the release of it kind of.
Yeah, it was a bad time.
Yeah.
Not a good time to drop that game, especially right off. Like, I don't know. I get it. You'd be wanting to get their games up before the holidays, but going boom, boom, boom with Watch Dogs, Valhalla, and Phoenix, like, people don't got that much money.
Or time.
Or time.
Or time. Most people don't.
Or time.
I'm not going to pick up 350 to 100-hour games in the span of a month, roughly. It's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was very surprised as well. A lot of people love Genshin Impact. I'm not a fan of it, but a lot of people do.
I'm with you, Maddie. I can't. Fuck that game.
Is this the soccer game?
No, it's the Weeb-ass, the hyper Weeb casino
Weeb of
game.
the Wild.
Yeah, and a little bit like Diablo, where like a bunch of grindy stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's all monetized.
I played some of that.
Yeah.
I played it on, dude. I played it on stream for 2 hours and was like, you know what? I don't think this is for me. And I had people that were like visibly upset. They're like, no, you don't understand, cowboy. You're not getting it. You need to play for like 4 more hours. I'm like, no, it's not for me.
It had a fandom, that's for sure. There is
like,
a lot of
man.
people
It
who
still
like
does, man. That game is insanely popular. That's why I was very shocked. It is our lowest vote. Immortals beat it out, but Genshin had 14 votes. What do you guys make of Miles Morales with 39 votes? Like, really just
Same
not
world.
hot. Yeah,
I mean,
right?
it's the same thing we got in Spider-Man. I mean,
Which is fine.
It's
what it
fun.
needed to be.
Yeah.
But
I guess,
People
yeah.
want
I
something
just
new and fresh.
This is true. This is true.
Like last year, I think Spider-Man would have probably done pretty well. I mean, I don't know what the results were last year, but I imagine Spider-Man was probably Spider-Man probably would have been pretty far up there, because that was a fun world to mess around in.
Was Spider-Man last year? Or was it 2018?
No, Spider-Man was 2018.
That's what it was.
I think when you look at these games in particular, like with Miles, it also didn't flesh out the world too much. So it was a repeat, and there wasn't a super, a bunch of new stuff to do or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's an exclusive, which people couldn't even get a PS5. And I think there was the PS4 version. I could be wrong on that. But
no, there was.
Okay, so, but I think that also when you look at like a game like that versus, let's say, a Dark Souls, I think for a lot of people, and you look at all the Ubisoft games, there was too many games within a small amount of time. Ignoring just Ubisoft and Legion and all their stuff, if you take everybody and put them together, there are people I know who haven't played like any of these games. And they're not playing games. They're legitimately playing games to finish games, and they're still behind. Because, for example, a Persona, 150 hours or whatever. It's like 150 hours if you're not working is one thing. Or if you're me, where it might be my job. If you're a normal person and you're coming home for 2 hours, plus you got, to fucking help a kid with homework or fucking change diapers. It's like, dude, seriously?
It's a hard recommendation.
It is.
That's why Call of Duty's still so popular to this day. Like all the guys that I train with,
baby.
That's what they play, because they're like, I don't got time. I don't even have, like, the one was super excited for Cyberpunk, and he's played maybe 10 hours. He's like, I don't got time. I got home, I got an hour to fucking veg out, and then I got to go to bed. And I'm like, yeah, makes sense.
It checks out. Yeah, it makes sense.
That's why the Switch is so appealing with its ports, I think, for a ton of people beyond us.
But to be fair, I mean, Ghost of Tsushima, fucking, oh my god,
dude, game is primo.
So
the
good.
multiplayer is even good. Like everything about that thing was good.
Did y'all do the side quest with the fox where you find the filthy Mongols that were murdering foxes?
Yes, fucking assholes.
God.
Yeah,
I fucking slaughtered them.
absolutely. Yeah.
such an emotional quest. You don't fuck with the animals. That's the one
Well,
rule.
especially because the whole time, because that's in like a deeper region, I think. So the whole
That-
game
yeah,
is
that's
constantly
farther
having
on,
you
yeah.
follow them for
follow
shrines.
these little foxes. Oh,
Yeah,
I was
and-
so angry, dude.
And then one quest is like they're dead, and I'm like, no, they're fucking not. No, they're not.
Yeah, no, it was. I was really extra killing those Mongols.
Yeah, dude. I don't think I've ever been more wrong about a game than Ghost, and I think my like being skeptical was warranted because they just kind of went silent. Now I think I will value that silence a little bit more given what's happened with Cyberpunk and what you just said about Elden Ring, Cowboy. But going into Ghost of Tsushima, I was like half expecting kind of just a standard, slightly tweaked Ubisoft open world. And I guess that's sort of what it was, but I think the story pushed it over the top. The gameplay was really good. And I just think the open world activities were so zen that it was just so
I think
fun,
a big
man.
thing, how you're almost HUDless, and you had the wind that would guide you to objectives. You actually it very much immersed you in that world. It didn't feel like I was going from A to B to C to hit checkpoints. It felt like I was actually exploring Tsushima and doing shit. And that's a feeling that a lot of the other games on this list didn't come close to hitting. Even Cyberpunk, on Cyberpunk, I mark a quest. I look for the closest fast travel. I zip on over there, and then I run to where I need to go. I'm not
exactly, dude.
Unless I'm streaming, I'm not just exploring and immersing myself in that world.
Absolutely.
That's why I keep telling people to start doing no HUD, because I try to play as often as I can with no HUD. And with like Ghost of Tsushima, you're always looking at the game. You're not, like you guys said, you're not looking at the interface. You're looking at the game and the wind and all that. But it's also the fact that like with Ghost of Tsushima, what they did, and when I was talking to the developers and reading some of their stuff and watching like GDCs where they talk about they wanted to reward you for stillness, where everything in Far Cry, everything in, and I love Far Cry Primal, for instance, with like no HUD, but all those games reward you for violence. And this game was like, you're not going to get a huge reward for the violent parts, but you might get something for doing a poem. And it sounds weird, but I sought that shit the fuck out. Like I was like, and I remember 2 weeks prior, they showed that video and I was telling people in the Discord, I'm like, dude, it looks like I mean, by the way, I have no issue with Ubisoft games, but I was like, it doesn't look like anything
familiar.
special or whatever. Yeah. And there were issues with the camera in that game. Fucking that camera can suck a dong. It's the worst fucking camera. But the game elevated so far beyond any of those technical issues. I mean, Ghost, dude, that was spiritual for me. Like I was in my Discord and every person was positive, which has not happened prior or since. Where like people were just posting pictures going like, did you fucking see the fox leaping across the fucking pool? And you're like, no. And they just put a picture and they'd be like, it was fucking awesome. And you heard this weird thing in games, which you rarely hear anymore, which was that nobody was bitching about platforms with that game.
People were just excited.
Dude, nobody that I know was bitching about they were excited, or they're like, man, I really want that. But nobody was like, it's dumb. Oh, it's stupid. Instead, everybody was like, fuck, I did a poem in my underwear and I got a fucking special amulet or whatever. It was jacked, man.
I think the Ghost of Yarikawa mission, that's probably gonna stay with me for a long time. Like the one where the one where you finally free Yarikawa and you unlock ghost mode, and it's like boom, and then you go with the black and white and start cutting down people. Like
start cutting down people. Yeah, okay.
Dude, holy shit! Like that happened.
Like
I just sat there just like, oh, that shit was so good. I haven't had an impact like that from a game in a long time.
It was a nice like sync up of a new gameplay mechanic with a character development. It was just
the build up, the music, the sound, everything about that one moment. I was like, yes, this is what we need.
Agreed. Okay, so we love Ghost of Tsushima. We love our pick from our.
I don't think you asked Dustin. Or did you?
Well,
did he ask?
The only thing
I can't
that
remember
I was
if you played this one.
No, I played it. I was thinking more about Cyberpunk being number 2 is really interesting to me, just because I'm so conflicted about the open world of Cyberpunk, because I love walking around, I love exploring and sightseeing, and I love how multi-layered the world is, and then you can go out in the desert and it's completely different. But honestly, the open world of this game kind of sucks. If we're looking at the mechanics.
We were talking about this on stream the other day. I think It depends. It depends on what you want out of an RPG. Because if you want the Fallout experience of, hey, I want to sit down at the bar and have a drink, or I want to interact with this arcade machine and actually play Space Invaders on it or something, none of that exists in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I think the side quests in Cyberpunk are phenomenally well done. And personally, when I look at an RPG, I'd much rather have meaningful side content to do than like little gadgets and little tidbits to keep me busy in the world.
I think the main issue that I keep seeing popping up is that how some of the open world AI, I don't know if
the AI
or mechanic.
No, AI is
it's just A.
Yeah,
it's
like
just artificial.
I saw the thing
It's
where
fucking horrendous
with cars that like they don't know, cars go on a set path, so when they're stopped, it doesn't know what to do. So like if you look the other direction and then look back, cars will disappear.
Did you see the meme someone made from that shit where they blocked all the cars on the bridge and threw a grenade, and then everybody gets out of their car at the same time, and they cut it to the musical dancing thing?
And the way that like police, like there's barely any police AI at all. I saw one where someone shot down from on top of a building and killed a pedestrian, and the police, like, so there's things that are just like we expect to be in an open world style game that has driving that are just not present in this at all.
All that shit needs to be fixed for sure.
Yeah.
The AI, I think, is the, like, personally for me, more than, like, I mean, obviously bugs need to be fixed, but I think the AI is the weakest aspect of Cyberpunk right now.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Let me just fucking ask then, because at least Dustin slightly agrees with me. But first of all, the NPCs don't look at you when you talk to them ever. They don't in any way interact. You can't interact with the world, and your choices don't fucking make a lick of difference in most of the quests, and I've verified this. And it barely ever checks statistics. It does some checks, but nowhere near as much as you would want for a D&D game or an RPG. Yeah. What is good about Cyberpunk? There is nothing good.
For me, it's tech weapons and fucking blasting people through walls, because the tech
but the AI doesn't move. So why would you enjoy when it? But that's
it's like a rail cannon, and I get to make heads explode, and that's enough to make me happy, Karak. I just want to make fucking heads explode, man. I make heads explode, and I go to loot their body, and I see what parts are still there and what parts are gone. That's all I need.
Like, I'm with Dustin, but I think I'm even farther, like, where I'm puzzled on some, because I mean, admittedly, I go hard on this game, and like I just don't get.
You know what it is? We do it for Pan Am. I stand.
I'm a Judy stan personally.
Are you Judy?
I'm a Judy stan.
I just, with RPGs, this is the problem that I always face, is like what we've talked about, this genres. You fucking people now, they want to be so important, so they create their own little niche genre so that they can sound special. And it's like at some point that loses terms. And I think with Cyberpunk, an RPG is what it barely is.
You know, on the not to get us too sidetracked, but on the note of RPG, we didn't really Baldur's Gate 3 wasn't on the list at all.
I just thought because it was early access.
It's early access.
Yeah.
What did you guys, real like 10-minute discussion, what did you guys think about that so far?
I really
like I dug it, game.
But I dug it, but I personally, after like 3 hours, went, this is not in a state where I love Larian, so I just did not want to have my opinion ruined of that game and give it a fair shot when it actually is ready. So,
you know, I went all the way through it, and honestly, I'm ready to go back. I'm just waiting on more updates.
I really liked it.
I liked it a lot more than I liked Divinity. I've still never finished Divinity. But Baldur's Gate 3, I was like, yo.
I think more people dig Baldur's Gate 3 because it's way more interactive than Divinity. Or I shouldn't say that. It's got the same level of interaction, but it's just like the little quality of life changes to combat and the conversation system. Like pulling the camera in makes a world of difference. It really does.
This sounds weird, but I feel like Baldur's Gate, I feel like it hits that RPG itch a little bit more. Like I feel like I'm experiencing a story, whereas in Divinity, I felt like I was just playing out the events of a story. I know that sounds weird.
No, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Because like Divinity has choices in a lot of its side content, but it's kind of how I described Cyberpunk in my review. Like I said, you know, you got these little dots here, and these dots are all main narrative beats. And for the most part, we're all going to go up that same line. Sometimes you're going to kind of go out like this, but we're all going to come to the same central point. And even though Divinity 2 is like probably my favorite RPG of the gen, it still kind of does that. Like if you want the only game, and we just talked about it to death, but the only game that does that dramatic spiderweb shit that I think a lot of people imagine would go, oh, that's an illusion, is Wasteland 3. That's the only game that truly does let you just go like this path branches and then this one branches and this one, and now you're all the way over here, but someone's all the way on the other side. It's just, yeah, like I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be more well made in that regard. Karak, I had a question for you that I've been meaning to ask, because I think what you said about Cyberpunk, it just kind of came in my head. And I don't mean this as a challenge, but what do you define as an RPG? Because for me, it could be a number of things, right? Like I could say, oh, well, obviously with Wasteland 3, it's story choices. But like in Cyberpunk, I think it's fantastic for its character builds. Like I like, even if the AI doesn't challenge you as much.
Do you mean the character builds as in what skills you can get?
Skills, perks, and I think you make a great point about math. But I'm just curious, how much does that play a factor, if at all?
That actually does prove a point. That does play a factor. But the thing that bothers me is I'm really bothered when something pretends to matter at a core and then sort of falls apart later. And one of the things I was really disappointed when we all made different character types, your life path, and everybody does the identical quests in the identical way.
Yeah.
That was a lot like Origins, where the first hour in Dragon Age Origins was very cool and felt very different for every race you did. But then as you played it, it started to, what you just described earlier, was where no matter how you go, you get to the same part.
Mm-hmm.
What bothered me is I purposely didn't look at reviews because I was just like, I sort of want to go into this and sort of see. And then I started hitting these things where like you guys talking about some cool quest. And I was like, well, how's Maddie doing that quest in the identical way I'm doing it? Maddie didn't pick the same. So like I went corpo.
Right.
And it's like, I was talking to somebody who's like Nomad, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. What do you mean you did the identical quest in the identical way with the identical words? Like, that doesn't make any sense. It's supposed to be, admittedly, that's not, it probably was like that. The honest truth is, from looking at everything, I feel that at some point their plan was originally to do that. And so your question and your idea of builds is right on. It's just that because I'm seeing math errors in the builds and
it lessens that impact for sure.
It lessens it. And also, I love Cyberpunk for one reason. It goes out of its way to make you look as stupid as humanly possible to get the best armor. And there is something awesome. Dude, I'm wearing a skirt. I'm a dude. I'm wearing a skirt, knee-high like motorbike boots, and a fucking spiky helmet. Nothing makes sense. And it's like I'm jacked for armor. Like I'm rolling bitches.
Dude, I was rocking a trench coat and booty shorts for about 3 episodes.
Dude, yeah, exactly. And by the way, I am not joking when I say I love that. Like, that is, I get why people are bitching, and they're right. Transmorgify should be in almost every game now. I think we're at the point where people like that. But it like that actually, because we're in a punk future, right? Where people dress weird anyway. Dude, in the Nomad camp, there is a little kid staring at that chick's booty shorts, and I have now got 6 hours of just that. I filmed 6 solid hours of that, and I'm using it for a video. It's just this little kid staring at the chick's ass, and I'm like, everybody's dressed weird, the weirdest. Like, look at the street when somebody comes by, you're like, what the fuck? I love that. That to me is actually, and you can tell by the way I'm talking about it, that actually excites me. Those kind of weird oddities are actually what I like about Cyberpunk.
I've had this weird conspiracy theory that, remember when they were supposed to say there would be more third-person cutscenes and they pulled them out? I feel like part of it's because the writing and stuff, I always found it particularly engaging, and I'm like thinking, if they pulled it out in third person and I'm walking around, like Cowboy said, trench coat and booty shorts, I'd be like,
it's going to look funny.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, I just don't, and
remember, you can't even ray trace. Ray tracing fully on doesn't even show you. The only time it shows you is in the mirrors. So it's like there's obviously some weird stuff going on in the choices. Right. But yeah, your question being what is an RPG, I would just say I want to feel like my role is different than yours. And the honest truth, once we get through the starting, and there's a couple different ways to do stuff, very Deus Ex. I'm just stating that I have found myself noticing the lackluster difference between you and me in this game far more than I think a lot of people
think I'm making a whole video on this. It's why I was kind of just picking your brain on it. it's interesting because Cyberpunk, I think, I've really never seen it before. It has choice. Like, there are quests even that have you make a choice, but the consequence is non-existent. So I don't want to spoil anything, but there's this one side quest I was doing, and it can end 3 different ways. Like, you could shoot the thing, like disable it, hack it, skill check it. And I'm like, oh, wow, look at all these options. They all end the same way, though.
Right.
And it's like, well, fuck, man. Like, then what's the point of the choice? It's the illusion of that. It's a corner that a lot of AAA games, understandably, I think, have to cut. And it's just something that I realized, and I wanted to see what you thought. But I've been kind of playtesting more, seeing how quests end, reloading. All right, let's see if I do this choice. And some of the results, outside of the end of the game, there are some spider webs at the end of the game.
Yeah, that's for absolute. There is for sure.
And companion quests you do, that does make a difference. But I don't know about you guys. I just personally sit here and go, I would rather a more truncated but like more reactionary kind of experience. But I guess the game is already short enough. So.
Oh yeah. See, I do. Another thing I like about it is I don't like repetitive side quests. Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, they all do the same shit, right? So I wasn't surprised when it was like, go save this person, go drive this person out of town, now drive this person out, whatever. Those are pretty fun. I do feel that those fit the character though, which I liked. So when I was playing the Cyberpunk character, like we all have to play him the same way. So that's bothersome. I don't want to go negative, but that did bother me. But the character you are in that game, I do feel would save people, would be like, hey, and they sort of push that emotion on you, I think, especially as small as the starting is with the character you supposedly care for, but you're like, why do I? Like there's some questions there. But I loved like saving a guy. Like it'd be all, oh, this person needs to get out of town, right? He's being, threatened by a gang. I loved that. However, I investigate stuff, and the moment I found out there is no quest system no gang system in the game, it killed me.
Oh, really?
Because
I talked about that pretty early on.
Dude, I guess I missed it. Again,
Because
I wasn't
street
tracking,
kid, you'd be able to join one or something?
I was so... No, I wanted him to hate me.
No.
Dude, I was like a bird of fucking prey. There was one particular gang I hated. And I'm like, bitch, I'd be driving my motorbike doing a quest. They'd come and I'd do the thing where you just leap off the motorbike. I'm like, I'm fucking you up. And I would go over there and I'd be like, this is going to be awesome. And the next moment, they're like, do you want to buy a pair of shoes? And I'm all, what?
Yeah. The fixer will contact you after you shoot up his own gang. Yeah. And he's just like, hey, what's up? Got a job for you.
Ramen guys. And they almost never have top ramen. They have cat food and chicken. And then you go to the burrito guy and they sell ramen. And you're like, what the fuck? I remember I went into this really dungy place from a gang that should have hated me. And she's like, we got shitty clothes. Do you want some shitty clothes? And I'm like, oh, I like the grunge stuff. So I was like, yeah. She sold business suits. And I was just like, what is happening? Like, what is going on? Because they could have explained that. They could have been like, maybe she stole them. That's the stuff I wanted. Well, at the same time, I saved some people down at the docks, which was awesome. Like, I don't know if you guys got that quest, but there's a quest down at the docks where like kids were in a fucking cargo container and you can hear them banging.
Oh yeah.
They're like, so I come fucking killing all the dudes. And then I hear the kids banging on the, like they're being shipped somewhere, and you let them out. And I thought that was awesome. A little bit like the foxes in Ghost of Tsushima, where you're saving. And another thing is they show a bunch of different body styles in this. Kudos.
Yeah.
How many games have we played where everybody looks like a jacked fucking rock bitch, where they're all out there going like, everybody's in perfect shape. And in Cyberpunk, man, they ain't. There's some fatties.
Like
yeah.
So what I realized when I was compiling our award list is 2020 has been an interesting year for remakes, and it's quite rare that we see so many drop in the same year. This time we got 5. So, for Best Remake, we put in SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, Destroy All Humans Remake, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Mafia Definitive Edition, and Demon's Souls Remake on the PlayStation 5. Now, I had a little bit of behind-the-scenes story here that I can explain as we go through what our audience had picked. So, at number 3... Mafia Definitive Edition comes in with 145 votes, beating out both Destroy All Humans and SpongeBob. So THQ Nordic takes the big L here at the Ham Radio Awards. Number 2 is Final Fantasy VII Remake at 346 votes. Now, what was interesting about this is I checked in on the voting like 3 different times. Final Fantasy VII Remake was winning by a lot, by a shit ton. But Demon's Souls said no thank you to that. 367 votes. Demon's Souls wins our best remake of the year as Dustin nods his head.
Thank you.
In confirmation.
The right choice was made.
Yep, there we go. I was a little surprised by this one because, you know, Demon's Souls Remake is beautiful, but it is in a lot of ways, and I'm sure Cowboy will have some thoughts, I think the same game at its core. Whereas Final Fantasy VII Remake is a full-blown remake. So it seems we've got some real Souls fans in the audience.
I think that's probably part of the reason it wasn't higher, because it was a remake, because they took some creative freedom with Final Fantasy, people either really embraced it or they didn't. You know, I know a lot of people were like, they've changed too much here. Whereas Demon's Souls is very much and I don't know if it's old enough to be called timeless, but that Souls formula is well established. And well, I will say I don't agree with the recent patch Bluepoint did, fucking up a bunch of shit they had no right touching.
What did they do?
They fucked up summoning. Summoning is a clusterfuck now. So when the game launched, it was bugged and everybody was on 2 servers. Everyone was on either Ohio or Virginia, but that was tons of PvP, tons of co-op, and they fixed it. But the problem is nobody has PS5s, so now everyone's split across like 40 different servers. And like, it's nice that we have all those servers, but there's such a low player base at the moment. It's like fucking crickets chirping when you're trying to get co-op or invasions.
Makes sense. Wow, that's
so
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that kind of sucks.
It's not going to get like a huge surge, right? Like,
yeah, it's a patch. Stuff like that can always be modified.
Yeah,
I think a big thing is they stayed very true to what Demon's Souls was. Some of the janky shit, like the cracked talismans, those are still in. Being able to roll to initiate your iframes and still get backstabbed, but because you rolled first, you avoid the damage. That's still in. It's very much the Demon's Souls experience that people had back when it came out, but just brought to a new generation, and with an incredible level of polish. I mean, the game looks just absolutely gorgeous compared to, you know, even Dark Souls 3. This is like, honestly, this is what I want Souls games to look like going forward. It looks so sharp, and you know, there's not much else to say there. Like, if they did, especially because Souls games, I think there's a very specific magic to a Souls game. And, you know, like, I think Neo changed itself up enough that you can see the Souls inspirations, but Neo's combat is its own beast. Lords of the Fallen and the Surge kind of spun off from what Souls was, and a little janky at times, but, you know, the heart's still there. But there's something about every single Souls game that I don't even know how to describe it. You can tell when you're playing and you're like, oh yeah, this is a fucking Souls-like. And for a studio that they just do remakes, basically, to take that and get it right, I think that's something that's impressive.
For sure. Yeah, I didn't want to downplay it at all. I think because what you were talking about, like when you know it's a Souls game, I think for me it's the silence. Souls games are notoriously quiet, and not in a bad way.
All you hear is your footsteps until something shoves a sword through your ass, and then suddenly you're, oh God, no, what's happening?
Yeah, it's just, it always works too. Even if I go back to Dark Souls or I'm playing Demon's Souls, as you take those first steps, and it's dead quiet, and you just hear like your armor just pounding the ground, man. It's got a different feel to it. It's so true. Yeah, so well deserved for Demon's Souls. Karak, what do you make of this remake list? What would you have done?
I didn't play that, so
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and those other ones were just absolute shit. Like, I'm assuming they were added to because people felt bad for the devs, because that fucking Alien one was fucking horrendous.
You didn't like Destroy All Humans remake? I like that. I thought
not too much, and I really didn't like Bikini Bottom. Like, that one just didn't work out for me. In fact, why is Crash not on here? Because isn't Crash a remake? No, it's 4. That's 4.
Crash 4. Yeah,
sorry.
I was gonna say shit. That Crash is a pretty big one to miss.
yeah. I was like, wait, what happened? No, I think it's
you missed Tony Hawk.
Oh fuck!
Oh, yeah, you did.
Oh,
and Tony Hawk was
Tony Hawk would have won, by the
bro.
way. There's no way. Like,
wait.
Well, Dark Souls is,
in all fairness,
Demon's Souls is awesome, but it would have done well.
Most of these games have remake in their name. Tony Hawk is a remake, but it has remaster in its name. That is my line of defense.
I
There you
mean,
go.
Tony
There you
Hawk
go.
could have been a remake as good as that game looked. It was fucking. My only
haven't
problem
played
with
it
Tony
yet.
Hawk,
And-
I almost did 100% on it. I was engrossed in that
Is
game.
the,
The new soundtrack is good.
I was gonna
The-
say, did they keep the bangers from the originals, or are they just
They got some of the bangers and they got some
I think
new
s-
ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think they did have to not do some because of
There's some
licensing,
new
but they
ones.
got
Like
some new ones.
That Machine Gun Kelly song. First time I heard that, I was like, what is this? Because it sounds like something from like Warped Tour back when I was like, you know, a wee young lad fighting my way through mosh pits, and that's a brand new song that just came out. So there are some definite bangers on that soundtrack,
Ooh,
old and new.
I like that.
And yeah, you need if you played them as a kid, you need to play the new one.
Okay.
Maddie,
Absolutely.
You said that it had remastered in the title as some kind of defense for forgetting.
Am I incorrect?
You're fucked.
You are.
You're full of shit.
You are.
What?
It's got remake. It got remake right in the title.
What?
No, it has neither. It's called
No,
Tony
it
Hawk-
does.
Nope, not on the box art. On the box, it says Tony Hawk's
You're
Pro Skater
kidding
1
me.
+ 2.
You're
Oh no,
kidding
it does say what? No, he's right. He's right. My email says remake, but it is 1 + 2.
Yeah, look at this shit. What? Where did I?
You're
Damn.
done. You're done.
Maddie, I'm trying to
fucked up,
save
Maddie.
you from your comments right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I
You'd
appreciate
rather get
that.
the shit from me.
I would rather
than,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at
so-
this,
Technically,
man.
you win
Ooh.
anyway because it still doesn't have a remake or remaster in there. So
Still,
coming out
this is an omission. This is on
Wrong.
me. I will carry the burden for the show.
It probably. I mean, I think because the big chunks were obviously Demon Souls and Final Fantasy. I think if Tony Hawk was in there, this would have been pretty close to a
Third.
three-way tie. Yeah.
yeah, it would have
Yeah.
been interesting to see just because that is a huge game and they nailed it.
Oh yeah.
And it was a
completely.
surprise. Remember, no one expected it. It was just like, boom, hey, guess what's coming?
Yeah.
But-
I'm glad that one did well. I hope we see more from that series. That isn't like, Tony Hawk 5.
I think they'll do 3 and 4.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, they made enough
Probably.
money off that.
Yeah,
that
probably.
they'll do it. Which 3 is my favorite. So
Interesting. See, I'm
Only-
an American Wasteland kind of guy.
Are you?
What's so funny?
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Wow,
what?
why are you running a podcast, man? You
What?
should
Oh
be a yuppie
no,
somewhere.
Maddie, no.
What?
You've hurt me. You've hurt me right now.
Dude, you get to like take stuff from like famous museums and bring it to your skate park? That shit was
Dude.
awesome.
I want someone
No,
to clip
Carrick
that, 'cause I
probably
don't know
likes
if anyone has
Project
ever
8. I don't
said,
wanna
I'm
hear
an
it.
American Wasteland. kinda
No, I
guy."
don't like that game. I like the good ones. You're the one who likes the bad one. Whatever.
I'll never forget
I
picking
like
up
Amped,
Project 8.
admittedly. Amped is still my
Oh,
favorite
Amped
of
is
these
awesome,
kind of
though.
games. Yeah.
Dustin, are you a Project
Wow.
8 kind of guy?
No,
No.
no.
Cowboy?
Project 8.
Yeah, Tony Hawk Project
Oh,
8.
he doesn't even know.
No.
He doesn't even know. That's
It
how
was-
fucking
it was
I don't even know
bad
what
it is.
I remember like I was on the biggest Tony Hawk grind as a kid. American Wasteland was my shit for hours and hours and hours. And then Project 8 comes out. I rented it from Blockbuster. Thank God I rented it because I beat that shit in one day. I was like I
was
imagine
bad.
being a little kid and going, that was it? Like that takes so
Yeah,
much when you're just a little fanboy to go, that was it? Like that.
I can see Maddie on a trajectory, almost like Nomad versus Corpo, right? He's like headed one way, and then he gets this game, and it changes his entire fucking dynamic. It changes everywhere
changed how
Maddie's
my-
headed.
Yeah.
It changed. Maddie would have been selling business insurance somewhere at State Farm, but because of this, he's a fucking rebel. He's a
Yeah.
YouTuber rebel, man. I'm just saying.
Am I really that like out of pocket for saying that American Wasteland is great?
Well-
what are the reviews on it?
Most people think that the Underground 1 and 2 was like basically the beginning of the end. Which I liked
What?
Underground 1 and 2, but I knew that they
I
were
don't even remember those.
those were the first ones that you could get off your board.
You can get
And
off the
walk around.
board. Those were considered, by the way, as the beginning and the end, because I remember people were like, "You can get off the board. This is not a good game." It was like people were
Right.
drawing a line in the sand.
Well, okay, I get that because the thing is
Hold
that
on here.
Skate got it right because Skate you could like get off your board and like the worlds were so well crafted in Skate that you could like make your own skate spots and get crafty with exploration. I remember in Skate 1 because you couldn't get off the board and that there was this like glitch spot you go to and you'd have to like 180 ollie up a giant staircase and you could ride like a freeway
That's cool.
across the whole fucking map into like a skate park that they were gonna put in the full game, but they just put out and they
But
never
they didn't.
yeah they never took it out of the game.
That's
Sneak your
awesome.
way in.
Yeah, so you
I
can,
would
you can
say-
glitch your way in. It's sick.
Maddie, the American Wasteland is probably what a lot of people consider the last acceptable Tony Hawk game. And
I will-
even then, I think it was kind of.
I will say this, Dustin. All right, I went back and listened to some of its soundtrack recently. I was not a huge fan anymore. So That's a
Wow.
big
Well, yeah,
chunk
you
of
were
your
fucking
experience.
8 when it came out.
Yeah, but when I was 8,
Dude, what was it like? Yeah, crazy taxi and shit. Like, of course you're not a fan, dude. I'm not a fan of ABBA anymore either. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? That's awesome. I'm not a fan anymore. Fucking bands are all dead and shit from heart attacks and disease. Of course you're not a fan, dude. Jesus.
There was one oh my god, what's the name of the band that made a song called Honest Mistake? It was really just melancholic, and it was in American Wasteland. That was such a depressing song, but I dug the fuck out of it as a kid.
Were you an
There's
emo?
some bangers.
Were
No,
you like?
I
Did
was
you
a
have
skater
like a
boy.
fucking?
I was-
Oh, were you a skater
I was
boy?
a skater
Okay,
boy,
gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha. I copy that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I was wearing Volcom t-shirts and shredding it up after school. Yeah.
Shredding it up after school. Hearing you drop slang so uncomfortably is the best part about being on the podcast with you. Wow. Wow, dude. I want to see you as an undercover cop going back with your fucking sweater on and a fucking
Where are the
and a
drugs,
skateboard
kiddo?
And dropping that fucking that's crunk, man. People are like, dude, you're
That's a fucking cop right there.
sick fat boom. And they're like, I don't know what you're saying. Never come back. That's awesome. That's amazing.
All right. We've got the It's Pretty Award next. 1,000 plus votes.
Pretty.
It's pretty. We didn't want to go with art style, most beautiful graphics, like, whatever the fuck Game Awards are doing. Just, it's pretty. Did you like what you saw? So, our submissions were Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Hades, Ghost of Tsushima, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Immortals, Phoenix Rising, which I have to say up front did get snubbed again. Wasn't a huge fan of this game, but it was beautiful. I'm very surprised how low it ranked. And Genshin Impact. So, our top 3 here, it's interesting. We have an even split at third place with 86 votes apiece for both Hades and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I think this is kind of interesting because, shows the different taste of mankind, right? We got one big open world game, one just piece of art. Then we've got Ori and the Will of the Wisps with 308 votes in second place. And our winner, our absolutely dominant winner in this category with 540 is Ghost of Tsushima. I think it's safe to say people really like this game. And there's no wrong
deserved
choice
in this
here.
category.
But yeah, this was the game that changed how I look at graphics. Because when I beat Ghost of Tsushima, I was thinking to myself, a lot of this was enjoyable because I liked what I was looking at. The color palette is just
insane. I remember right before Ghost of Tsushima came out, we had a early access preview of Valhalla. We had a chance to play it, go hands-on a little bit. And then I played Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
And one of my first thoughts was like, holy shit. Ubisoft,
I'm pretty sure you and I talked about this.
Yeah, like
I feel like it was you and I
insane.
talking about. Yeah, the difference was just like, oh my god.
Like honestly, Ghost is. I can't think of a console game that's ever looked as good as Ghost did. Like you could tell they took every single ounce they could.
Do you guys
out of that PS4?
Yeah.
Do you guys also think it's because you can see it? Where Ori, I love Ori, but most of the time I'm trying not to die.
Yeah.
And
I think Ori,
I can't really explore in Ori.
I think that's the same case with Hades. I was playing it earlier today, and I realized when I was going into Asphodel, I thought, wow, this game's colorful, it's beautiful. I've never taken a moment to stop because I'm trying to get to the next room or try not to die.
Exactly.
Like, it's so fast that, so it's funny you mentioned that. I think that would be the same for Ori.
I mean, Ori's a beautiful game, but honestly, I don't think of it's pretty when it comes to Ori. I think the storytelling and the music, I think, are a big part of what makes Ori like this magical experience. Like the visuals are nice and all, but it's it's everything coming together that makes Ori what it is. If you were to watch a video of Ori and it's just muted, you'd be like, huh.
I don't know, dude. I'm playing that thing at 120 frames per second or at 8K, and I'm pretty fucking 8K on a fucking console or 6K, whatever it runs at. It's fucking
do it with the sound off and see if you listen.
I don't play nothing with the sound off. That's like leaving your socks on for fucking. Nobody does it. It's never happened.
Hey man,
I would never.
Whoa, yeah, I was going to say, hold on, are you hating on that?
No. This
you always take
not
your
a
socks
Peter
off?
North movie.
gang.
Yeah, I was about to say, keep those socks on, man.
I don't know, man. I could never turn the sound off. I guess you're right. I would not. I think I use sound cues too for like what's around me and stuff, which also Ghost of Tsushima did really well.
Karak, do you really take your socks off every time?
For banging? Dude, you don't smush with your socks on, man.
Listen.
No.
Socks are okay. The cardinal rule is
nope.
boxers need to come off. If you just put your dick through the hole, now we're gonna have a fucking problem. All right.
Dude, well, first of all, if you guys, you little kids, you're probably sexing for 3 to 4 minutes tops. You're not gonna get sweaty. Me, I'm smushing 45 minutes minimum, if not 2 to 3 hours. You got a lot of chafing, but you also get a lot of sweat. You got to get those socks off. That's extra heat. You got to fucking get that. You got to wick it away, man. You got to wick that heat away. I'm banging. Beanie stays on.
Your
I'm
beanie.
just joking. None of this is true. My wife would be like, knock it off. No, none of that's true.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. But the boxer thing is right. That's weird. That's
I didn't
That
even know
would
that
be
was a
weird.
thing, the boxer thing. That's fascinating.
No, I know some people in real life that are like that, and
What?
I've never
Why?
looked at them the same again, bro.
yeah,
It just
Let's just say
changed
I
how you
have
look
some
at him.
interesting. I have some. All right, this is actually a really fucking kind of sad but funny story. So this is one of my neighbors, and we're kind of cool with each other. But him and his wife have the weirdest relationship ever. And so we're at the pool, me and my wife, him and his wife, and Paige is like, "Oh my god, my feet hurt," and so I'm sitting there and rubbing her feet, and his wife looks at Paige and she's like, "He would never rub my feet," and this like very sad, like melancholic voice, and I'm like, "Y'all are married with 2 kids, and your man won't rub your feet?" And she's like, "No."
That's horrible.
And then, as you can guess, later the dick and boxers conversation that came up at a different time, but same
wonder how this all came in.
individual. So I can
gotcha.
I can tell it's a very
Wow, that's a
Very-
low
very-
effort fuck. That's a low effort. Like that dude.
very low
I
effort.
like low effort fuck. Like I'd give him a bro fist just to be like, dude, you got audacity to show up and be like, I ain't touching your feet and I ain't fucking taking my boxers off. It's like
Yeah, you ain't seeing my balls.
you're the stalling of
No.
people who fuck. You just put rules down. You're like, I got rules, and you're gonna have to live by them. I tell you, most of the people I know, the chick would kick the shit out of the dude, or be off.
Yeah.
She'd be like, "Yeah, man, we're out." That's awesome.
Maddie, it's a good thing I switched this podcast, or I was talking to Ben about it because we were getting the art, and this podcast was not set to explicit, but it is.
Was it
now.
really? I feel like every time I uploaded it,
With me on here, man, I've
It was
probably
not
demonetized
set to explicit before.
so many times.
No, dude, that might be something on there. And the only reason I say that is because it's literally episode rating, and I pick explicit every time just because it's like, yeah.
Oh,
like,
you know what? I did it. So it was from a
the show.
show level.
Oh yeah, that's probably really smart.
Oh right, yeah, because he
I
does.
fixed it.
I had seen explicit before.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
I mean, none of this is really explicit. People talk about banging, schmush.
Yeah.
I did drop fuck. Whatever. People say that now too.
Who gives a fuck?
Remember when you grew up and they wouldn't show a fucking butt on TV? And I remember like the redheaded freak who puts his glasses on. Yeah, CSI Miami motherfucker. David Caruso.
Something burn.
Yeah,
whatever.
Caruso showed his ass on TV and people shit themselves. They were like, what the hell is going on, man? He showed his butt. And now it's like, I'm surprised they're just swinging COD all the Yeah. Oh, dude, so true.
Times have changed.
Times have changed, man. Socks can stay on, is all I'm saying.
All right, next up, Weeb Game of the Year. This is our lowest amount of responses, but 974 still. Didn't crack 1,000, but that's okay. We got almost 1,000 Weebs out there listening. That's good with me. All right. Our submissions were The Legends of Hero Trails of Cold Steel. I made this more general because I know this is a franchise that has not really a lot of eyes on it, so I thought, all right, well, we'll just talk about the series broadly. It did get its 4th entry this year. Next was Persona 5 Royal. 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and Neo 2. Now, Dustin, you gave it a thumbs down as we got here, and I'm gonna guess it's because of the lack of showing up that 13 Sentinels did. Would that be correct?
Yeah.
It only be out
disgraceful.
Trails, the series you despise.
Here's why. I think that the problem was with this game is that they charged $60 for it, and it just doesn't look like a $60 game.
It doesn't. I'll be honest with you. I was way more interested when I saw it for 30.
I was in the same boat.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't picking up for 60 for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I haven't finished it yet, so I can't say whether or not it's worth that initial price tag. But I'm just glad that Trails of Cold Steel is last, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by this one.
Maddie, you said it got its 4th entry. And I'm just telling you, you'll get a comment, you'll get a DM, and you'll get tweets saying, actually, it's in a long line. And see, there's actually a Japan exclusive series, and there's also this anime. And so I'm just,
Dustin, I'll
worst
have you
word
know,
in the world in gaming is actually.
Yeah, actually, such a know-it-all fucking thing.
Oh my!
It's this fan base, though. I've gotten DMs, I've gotten tweets, we've gotten comments, something about this fan base that if you're not like pinpoint accurate, like, well,
it's because the whole series is built off of exposition. I like Trails of Cold Steel, but it's a fuck ton of dialogue and storytelling, and it's all that matters. So if you don't get it right, you got the whole fucking game wrong, right? And
you know what? I know I actually helped you look at this list, but now that we're like staring at it, I feel like a lot of these don't fit, and there's a lot missing.
Let me hear it. Where did I fuck
well,
up?
All right. I don't think I'd consider Final Fantasy really a weeb game. It's Japanese, sure.
You look at
but
Cloud,
I don't think it really.
Cloud is so weeby. He's the pioneer of weebs. No, that's fair though.
I don't know about that. I also don't know if I'd consider Yakuza weeb. Yakuza is over the top, and it's Japanese, certainly, but I wouldn't say it's weeb.
So would you rather me put in?
I think Genshin Impact definitely would have been peak fucking weeb. That game, it's like,
that's
so kawaii desu.
That's
and
fair.
then you got
that's fair. I should have probably. That's the thing. I told people when I posted the list, I said, give me feedback. Like I changed our RPG category and our Game of the Year category based off feedback. I'm surprised Genshin didn't
Genshin would have been weeb, and then what was Koei put one out. I've actually been eyeing it up. I haven't played it yet, but Altair Rise. Altair Ryzen.
Yeah.
That's also that's peak weeb shit right there.
Sakura Wars also came out, and that's pretty fucking weeby as well.
I was gonna say, does the weeb differentiators, like if there's an animated character that there are dudes jerking off to?
I think you need a waifu. If there's no
waifus,
waifus have to be included.
I feel like these games have.
I think weeb is attached to anime. I mean, I guess you could argue, Cloud is an OG weeb, but like if you showed any modern weeb Final Fantasy, they would just be like, it's a game. They wouldn't make that correlation. Meanwhile, you got like a regular at Magic High School, and dude's sister wants to fuck him and shit. That's peak weeb shit right there.
That is peak weeb. Hey, well, here's the thing: that's why Trails of Cold Steel should have shown up. You get a back rub by your sister in the second game, and
see, that's peak weeb shit. I think the problem here is your audience. You don't have enough degenerates here to really get a good measurement.
They will take the compliment and run with it
of weebiness.
We'll go harder next year. That's the thing. This is our first time doing this, and like oh geez, yeah, whoops.
Like if you really want to peak weeb, look into Nintendo eShop at any of the new releases, and there's some.
Where'd
real
you post this,
shit
Matty?
in there.
I posted it on my community page, on Twitter, and in our Patreon. That's really it. That's why I'm pretty pleased
I blocked you.
What?
I don't get it. I didn't. Well, I didn't see anything on Twitter.
You probably muted my
Otherwise,
server.
I would have.
I ping everyone for my uploads and stuff, so I'm just like. I wouldn't blame you.
I probably missed it somewhere because I would have definitely removed Final Fantasy. I just don't think Final Fantasy's weeb to me is the uncomfortable ability of an American fan to make anything that occurs in a Japanese thing feel like dirtier than it already is.
Okay,
it's already dirty.
I will make an argument for Yakuza 7 then. I think there is some softcore shit that happens in this game.
That is true. The dragon one? Yeah.
I don't know if it's in Dragon, all of them. But in all of them, there's like this kind of. I remember, dude, I have never gotten more blindly into a game than Kiwami 1. And I remember I was doing PS4 share with my friend playing Yakuza Kiwami 1. And we were going to the dating or the cabaret club. We were going on dates, and we were just like, let's see what happens, man. And like, she's like, come over to my place. I'm thinking, all right, this is it. And all of a sudden, a video of an actual woman starts playing, and she's like taking her clothes off. I'm like, what is happening right now? And like, it was insane to watch unfold. So, Yakuza 7's up there, man.
In Zero, there's a scene where you like go in and you watch VHS tapes. and at the end, like it shows some tissues, and the character's like, oh,
Yeah.
like, oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
I will say, Like a Dragon is very toned down.
Oh, really? Oh,
Not playing it.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, it's
suddenly
very
I'm
toned down.
less
It's actually
interested.
much more video game, like celebratory than it is like women and stuff. I mean, there's clubs and stuff, but it's not in the same way because that character is not that kind of character.
Yeah.
That character is he's all he talks about is Dragon Quest while you're in battle. Like he is a huge video
Is that
game.
why he says like a dragon? Is that it? Like, cause
Yeah.
Actually, couldn't Dragon Quest have been in the Weeb Game of the Year category?
Yeah, I didn't even know one released until just recently. It's like 11 or 12.
Yeah, they
or
did
15,
11
right?
on
Like,
It
Xbox
came out in
and
I think
Switch.
February. February.
I didn't even play it.
I think
would've
Dragon
liked
Quest
to.
11 came out, like the official launch was either, I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago. Only person Colin ruined that game for me, Dustin. Just hearing Colin speak about Dragon Quest 11, I've never been, like, I tried it for myself, but I've just never been more turned off from a game from what I heard from how that game goes.
Dude, it's so weird because my wife is loving that game right now.
It's not a
it's
bad
very
game.
by the book, old school
Yeah.
turn-based RPG.
Yeah,
not a bad game.
right.
It doesn't innovate enough. I can't get through it.
There's not a lot of quality of life kind of
Yeah.
things in that, even for the last 2 decades of life.
So our top 3 here, starting off at number 3 for our Weeb Game of the Year, which will see serious ramifications next year in 2021, are number 3 with Yakuza Like a Dragon at 138 votes. Then at second place is the not Weeb game, Final Fantasy VII Remake, with 231 votes. And at first place, and this is how it should be, this is how it all should have happened, purely because we're speaking out to our audience, and I have preached the good word alongside Dustin of this game, 373 votes. First place to Persona 5 Royal. It had to happen this way. I will say, little disappointed that Neo 2 wasn't higher up on this list. This is another game that we really preached about for a while here. We expect better from our audience on that regard. But that's just fine. We'll live with it because I made my own share of mistakes here. But Persona 5 Royal comes in at first place.
I think it's because Neo is Weeb, but it's not Nissan Weeb.
Yeah,
Persona fits that. I'm gonna fuck my hot teacher who's actually a nighttime
maid.
stripper. Yeah, Neo's Weeb, but it's not degenerate Weeb, and I think that's why you saw Persona so much higher.
So there is some
like-
degenerate activity happening here on this list. It's just it's in one category.
Right. Maddie, I like how, like, anytime we don't agree with the result, like, we're like, hey, everybody vote for our game of the year. And then when it doesn't come in, we're like, yeah, we really expected better, you guys.
Yeah, we're just
What
like,
the fuck's wrong with you? Neo 2, come on.
This next award we're doing is one of my favorites. It's the Anti-Consumer Award. We have only 4 submissions here, and I'm sure we're plenty more I could add. Number 1 is CD Projekt Red hiding console copies of Cyberpunk 2077. 2, UFC 4 has in-game ads that interrupts your gameplay. Apple versus Epic, and Nintendo shutting down Slippy Smash Tournament. So this one pretty much was a solid split amongst all of them. In third place, we've got Nintendo shutting down the Smash Tournament on Slippy, which I thought this one would be higher. There's a lot of recency bias in this one, so I thought this would be a little higher. Number 2 is UFC 4 having in-game ads that interrupts your gameplay with 290 votes. And our first place goes none other than to the Cardinal Sin themselves, CD Projekt Red, at 480. So there is definitely probably something here I missed. I will say that up front. But what do you think? Do you think CD Projekt Red may have been the most anti-consumer?
I mean, we talked about it already, and I don't want to, as much as I don't want to discuss Cyberpunk anymore. Like, it really is unprecedented. We've never seen a AAA game with. I mean, so let's look at the check marks. We got AAA game. We got no console copies being given out for review. We got horrendous performance on the console copies. We have both Microsoft and Sony offering refunds for the console copies, and now the game being pulled out of the PlayStation Store. It is like the perfect storm of shit that is just surrounding CD Projekt Red. And if nothing else, it's going to serve as a very painful. I mean, shit, their stock dropped like 30%.
I think it's down to almost 40 at this point because of the PlayStation thing. Like, I'm pretty sure it dropped even more. It fell off a cliff, man. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't think you could put it better than that without us spinning in circles.
Yeah, no, it's fucked. The other two are equally fucked. Putting in-game ads that interrupt gameplay, fuck you. That's why no one wants to buy that game. Mm-hmm. And the Nintendo thing, it's ass. Nintendo is such a weird fucking beast because they're so anti-consumer with a lot of their decisions. I mean, remember just what was it, 2 years ago, they would copyright, not claim, they would copyright strike you for putting footage of their games on YouTube unless you were part of their magical Nintendo ambassador program where they took 30% of any ad revenue before your network even got to take a look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, they were literally robbing you blind. I feel bad for anyone who was in that fucking program, man. Yeah. It was terrible.
I mean, that's why I never played Breath of the Wild on the channel because Nintendo was like, dude, try it. Yeah. Fucking try it.
Exactly. I liked Nintendo games growing up. I did not like them enough to throw away 30% of my earnings and then in turn maybe 40% with the partner company for their games. Sorry. I got a living to make though.
Yeah, but the Slippy thing, that was fucked.
Mm-hmm. Hey, God forbid people play this fucking like 20-year-old game. Yeah. Right? Like, all right, we'll move on though, so we don't spin in circles here. Best action game. This one, this might be our most dominant winner out of everything here with 1,000 votes. Our submissions were Hades, Nioh 2, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Doom Eternal, and Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Boys, how did I do on this one?
I thought Nioh would be higher, man. I mean, Doom Eternal's great. I had fun with it, but fuck, I've played so much Nioh.
So I didn't miss anything, is what you're telling me. That's your first thing you're saying?
I don't know. Let me look at my playlist for the year. And
that's what I did. I was going through my playlist. You're playing. I was like, what am I? I thought about Souls for a sec. But
no, I wouldn't consider them action, really.
I was thinking of games that are more like fast-paced.
Gameplay focused.
Yeah, reactive, that type of stuff.
Yeah. Nothing really that's jumping out at me. So yeah, I think you did a good list here.
Let's go. All right. So then we reveal the numbers in pure confidence. Yeah. Nioh 2, extreme underperformance here. Really disappointed in that. So third place goes to Final Fantasy VII Remake with 73 votes. So that's a testament to how poorly Nioh 2 did with 61. Second place goes to Hades at 174 votes. And Hades really not showing up strong because 67% of the votes went to Doom Eternal. 711 votes. Our largest vote for a game was right here. Doom Eternal takes Best Action Game of the Year. A lot of people really dig this one. And if you do dig Doom Eternal, I will say try out Hades. But with that in mind, gentlemen, what do you make of Doom Eternal taking it all? Because I think it's rather fitting. This game is as locomotive as it can get.
Yeah, it's an adrenaline fueled, just nonstop, just like there's. I mean, it's.
I'll be
Doom,
right back. I agree with that score though.
Good shit. It's Doom. What are you gonna do against that?
I'll be right back, but there's me on the bench just in case.
There's Karak waiting for us.
The special rare sexy Karak.
I was about to say, I wonder if he's got his boxers on in that. Boxers and socks, bro.
Boxers and socks.
All right. This is where it's going to get a little interesting. We're getting to the finale for our awards. Worst game of the year. We're not out here trying to pat everyone on the back. We want to know what fucking sucked, in your opinion. So, we've got 4 for this one. Obviously there were other games that were like really broken, really fucked up. But I was trying to look at games that came out, because like Cyberpunk could have maybe been thrown here, but I think it's for respective versions. And so I made the choice not to do that. But there are games that are just released for like $200 that don't run and, are shovelware. What I wanted to do is pick full-on releases that were rated very poorly and have you all decide what was that bad. So we have on our list 4 games: Marvel's Avengers, Godfall, Fast and Furious Crossroads, and 13 Remake. And it's an interesting list to say the least. I'm very surprised at second place. Godfall comes in at third place, 163 votes. Fast and Furious Crossroads, 345 votes, second place. And our worst game of the year, the absolute most terrible one to release, is Marvel's Avengers at 479 votes. A lot of people thought this. I'm surprised Godfall's not higher. I think that game is a fucking atrocity. I hate that game.
I mean, the thing with Godfall is there's nothing inherently wrong with it.
It's so
it's
average,
just
it's bad.
Yeah, it's so incredibly fucking bland. It's like if neutrality was a flavor of ice cream, it would be Godfall. There's
So well
there's
said.
nothing about that game that makes me go, oh yeah. You're just like,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. What? Oh. Like there's nothing about it.
Yeah, dude.
Whereas Avengers, on the other hand, dude, they were like, oh, all these movies are coming out. All these movies are making money. We're going to make a game. We're going to rake in that money, and we're going to make it kind of like a live service thing, and we're going to make money. And hey, by the way, buy these Doritos to get a special skin. And hey, if you sign up with Verizon, you get Verizon Iron Man. Like, holy fuck. Square
the gum
Enix
as well. I don't know if you saw the 5
oh
gum.
my, dude, they tried to like super hyper over monetize something that's already a major monetizing blockbuster, and instead just released a pile of shit in a superhero costume. Like,
For me, I would have picked worst game of the year was Godfall. Because for me, at least the way I look at it is at least Avengers tried shit. That's how I look at it. Like I hated Avengers, but at least Avengers tried some shit and had like an okay story in there. I thought because of Godfall's just, you put it perfectly, it's just so passionate about doing nothing.
passionate blandness.
Yeah, it's like, we want to make something that is so fucking tedious and boring that you will never want to play this. Like, I have never felt so repulsed by a game release that, you know, sometimes you can see, like we were talking about CD Projekt Red, right? You can see like, okay, they kind of rushed this out, right? They want to take advantage of that holiday money. I like Godfall, it's written all over the case, the game. You're like, there's nothing special about this. This game is dead on release. And
they did send a really badass looking helmet in the mail to me.
I did see that.
Yeah, I mean, that's cooler than the game. I have it mounted up on my mantle, like with other cool masks and shit I've gotten over the years. I'm like, yeah, cool fucking mask. What's that from? Don't worry about it. It's just a cool mask.
It's a cool mask. Got it in the war. You know, it's just like, yeah, dude, I
got it in the war.
I played like 6 hours of this game for a review, and I was like, nope, that's enough. I was like, I'm not playing an ounce more. I
dropped it after an hour and a half on stream. I was like, nah, I'm done.
Yeah, dude, oh my God. I could go on forever. I'll just say this much. I've never seen a game more egregiously reuse its assets and its levels than Godfall. For a game that's all about loot, having like a horrible progression loop and then reusing the same shitty levels. It's fucking
I think
terrible.
the most egregious thing is that there's basically nothing fucking different about any of the various Godfall guys that you use, with the exception of their ultimate. They're all fucking identical.
Yeah.
They all play identical. Like, what the fuck, man?
And
I think the saddest thing is you have Warframe, which very clearly lots of inspiration from, but they took they took the tedious part of Warframe,
and that was it.
And forgot to bring all the interesting shit with them.
Yeah, dude. It's so funny. When the game launched, I'm sure it has it now, but when the game launched, Godfall, you could play a co-op, and it didn't have matchmaking. And I'm just like, does that not tell anyone like there's a clear fucking issue here? But yeah, back to Avengers. I mean, I understand why, because it had. I think what's more frustrating for people is, outside of myself, is it has potential, had potential, I should say, and it was clearly a different game before it released. It was clearly going to be some type of single player game. Karak, just so you can catch up with us, worst game of the year is what we're doing right now.
Okay.
And our winner was Marvel Avengers, then Fast and Furious Crossroads, and then third place went to Godfall. Meanwhile, 13 Remake.
How is 13 there's a Ubisoft game. Did you just say that?
13 Remake. Did Ubisoft do that?
Yeah.
Originally,
Dude,
but I don't think they did the remake.
It's way worse than any of these.
I've seen some pretty
I've
terrible
heard
shit.
it's atrocious, but I don't think enough people knew
beyond.
about it.
Did you see what they
it's
did with
unfortunate.
the opening cutscene for 13 Remake? It's hilarious. They didn't want to like redo the aspect ratio, so they had a guy, like a bland NPC, sit in a fucking room and watch it on a TV. So they didn't have to do shit with that. It
was so it's mind blowing. It's lack of effort. It's lack of technical ability. It's lack of.
So you're making me interested in playing this. I want to see just how fucking bad it is.
It's bad. And by the way, I'm a huge fan of the original. David Duchovny did the voiceover. Most, just absolutely bored ass dude shooting people with crossbows in the original. Because David Duchovny, that dude hasn't seen an emotion he can't ruin. Like that fucker. Like he's that in his O face would just be like, and that'd be it. Fucking dude can't act. I love him. And he fucking shows up in 13 on the Xbox, and I was such a fan, man. He's like, oh my God, a bad guy. Yeah. Fucking you get this game. Dude, people's arms aren't even the right shape for the body of the main character. Like, oh, it's so fucking bad. If you bought Unity and $49 worth of assets, you could have made a better game than that.
That's so funny.
Go check it out, cowboy. Go check it out. This is like me saying go get gonorrhea on purpose.
I think that the next time I have a chance to get drunk, I think I'm gonna have to download it.
Do a drunk stream. Yeah,
that actually might be a good idea because I watched like Miniature Nerd did a video and I watched like the first 5 minutes of it, just him talking about the opening. I was like, that's all I need to see. I was like, this is fucking dude. This is terrible.
And it's audacious. Sometimes you got to give somebody that pat on the back and be like, dude, you didn't just fuck it up, man. Like, good fucking on you. Like, you went out there and you fucking didn't even redo the starting movie. Like, good for you, Yeah, I don't know.
Like
it's impressive the level of dedication to this.
Dude, yeah, just passionate lack of passion. It's awesome. I guess people didn't play it though. That makes sense, right? We warned people, which is, I guess we did our job on that one.
All right.
Multiple people reviewed it. I think a lot of people wanted it to be good too.
I was going to say, I wanted to get it on my older consoles, but I saw the remake and I thought originally it was just going to be a remaster, and it took forever to come out. And when it did come out, it was a very quiet release, and I think we know why now. So I think a lot of people who saw it were like, "What's even 13 at this point?" And
yeah, right,
yeah. All right, so that brings us to our last award, Game of the Year. A little more positive here. We have a lot of entries for this one. I wanted to make sure we had as much representation across the board as possible. So our entries are Half-Life Alyx, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Crusader Kings 3, Persona 5 Royal, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Doom Eternal, and Cyberpunk 2077. Now, I was going to put Crusader Kings 3 in RPG, but I don't think it's more of an RPG. It's more like a sim, right?
Yeah, it is more like a sim.
I just didn't want to I was hesitant about that, and I think you were busy. I didn't want to like message you about it, but I was a little unsure about that pick. So the good news is a lot of these games got at least a decent chunk of votes here. Our smallest amount of votes sadly goes to Ori with 38. But we've got some good representation across the board. Half-Life Alyx, we wanted to give it some love. Hope it could come out on top. 89 votes for that. But our top 3 for Game of the Year. Number 3 is Doom Eternal, 135 votes. Second place, to our surprise, and this was during the whole fiasco, by the way, Cyberpunk 2077. I thought there would be an impact here, but the fact that it's coming in the top 3, I mean, it's a good game, so that doesn't surprise me. But our Game of the Year, handedly, mind you, is Ghost of Tsushima with 381 votes. So congrats to Ghost of Tsushima on winning the most illustrious award in the games industry. The Ham Radio Award will send you a fucking ham boat in the mail. Gentlemen, what do you think of Ghost of Tsushima taking it for our audience?
That was my pick for Game of the Year.
I thought it was good phenomenal.
I thought you already saw me. I was ranting all over Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that it was completely snubbed at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
The Last of Us 2 awards, as we should fucking call it. Fucking joke.
I know, right?
But yeah, Ghost took the idea of an open world and showed us just what it could be. We had a good combat system there. We had an absolutely fucking stunningly beautiful world and good music score, good acting, good voice acting, more particular. a couple funny bugs here and there, like people getting juggled by arrows. Like I don't mind. Like every game's gonna have bugs, but I think it depends what it is. Like somebody getting juggled by arrows because they jumped into a fort. That shit's funny. Your game, crashing and deleting your save, not funny. And Ghost had the fun bugs. It had the I don't know. It's a fucking good game. It's a good fucking game.
Agreed. Yeah, I think this is the best outcome that we can possibly have here. I think it's a game that a lot of people, myself included, were a little unsure of. And it shows that the silence doesn't always mean that something's wrong. It might just mean that they're working away on something. And I mean, let's not forget, this game definitely probably got a boost for a lot of people. It's multiplayer mode. I don't think it gets talked about enough. Ghost of Tsushima Legends is fucking awesome from top to bottom.
Yeah.
It is a great addition to the game. It's not just like, oh, it's more. It's actually like a well thought out addition. Today, as we record this show, December 18th, they just added new skins to the game representing a bunch of PlayStation mascots from Horizon to Bloodborne even. I think they have God of War in there and The Last Guardian, I want to say. So they are adding to it. This is all free of charge, and it's awesome to see. They are doing the right things with this game, and I think it's one of the, bright spots of 2020 for sure. It came out, really took over. I think it helped spread the good word because, think of this game was built for photo mode too, right? Like it's something else, man. So
I can tell you, I do not agree with one entry on here though.
What is that?
Should not be on here. That is fucking Doom. I know.
Really?
Wait for it. I like Doom. I like Doom a ton, but I think that maybe there were some indie titles or whatever that could have been on that list. They I don't know. Doom probably, it sounded like it got a lot of points, but I just don't feel anything about Doom, and I liked Doom a lot. I just don't feel it was Game of the Year material, if that makes sense. I don't know why.
No, yeah,
especially
like it's a fun game, but it's like a fun. There's nothing new about it that goes like, wow, this is where.
And certainly not like if you're looking at Half-Life Alyx, I guess. Yeah. There's like comparison there. I don't know what games would replace it. When you read that was a combo breaker for some reason for me. I was like, wait, what? Doom?
Yeah.
Not that it was bad at all.
No,
and multiplayer was terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrifyingly bad.
I agree with
that. Like that game also has not an entire, but a subsection of it that is absolute shit, where I think most of these don't have that issue.
Yeah, I agree. And I think a big part of Game of the Year is not just did you have fun. I think it's a sum of its parts. Like for me, I know I've been raving about it all show, but Hades kind of like not showing up. I thought that was disappointing because I think it's got a lot of innovation to it, but it also has a lot of things that connect. Like the story isn't just nonsense. Like it's something there that adds to the experience, where Doom Eternal is just fun. And that's not a bad thing for some people. It's like, what did I have the most
not a bad
fun with? But yeah, I was a little surprised to see Doom Eternal up there. Because I know like action category made sense. Like I thought Doom would do well there. I didn't know it would dominate that hard. But yeah, I was a little surprised that it was our third place. I thought Half-Life Alyx would be it. I know VR is a small platform, but a lot of people were very vocal about their disappointment with Half-Life Alyx not being at the Game Awards really in most categories.
Can I ask you a question real quick? Is there a reason why you didn't put like Wasteland or Valhalla? Not that I wanted them to win. I'm wondering, did you not want to double up?
No, I actually didn't mind doubling up. What I did with Wasteland 3 is I felt I was injecting too much of myself in that one. Like, I really like Wasteland 3, but I felt, objectively speaking, the game was very buggy at launch and had way too many issues to warrant it being there. Yeah. So I thought that would have been too much of like this is Matty, not like, what do you like?
Sure.
When it came to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I'll be honest, I didn't really consider that one. I thought it was a really good game. But I really didn't think it would be one that people would want to see on the list.
It's just more Assassin's Creed.
I thought it was a very good game. I thought it was one of the best Assassin's Creed games they've done. But, there's...
But, I mean, like, why not Miles Morales?
That's another one that I didn't even think of either.
Okay, no worries. The reason why I'm asking isn't to poke holes in it.
No, it's by all means,
trying to figure out
first time.
if also we aim at your audience.
I don't want to aim at them because, and I don't mean that in a mean way. Just I want to talk broadly. But the other thing was when I had, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't want to add so many that there was like 80 different splits.
Right.
So
makes sense.
I thought of like Crusader Kings 3 was a good niche one. Persona 5 Royal I thought was a big snub. I thought Half-Life was a snub. So yeah, no. And by the way, just so you know, I don't feel like you're poking holes in it. I want people to do that because like this is our first time doing it. I don't want people to be like, this is enough. Like, you know, I want to know what could be better for when we try to do this again because I think it's been fun.
I think an indie game of the year category would have been good.
Yeah, see, like that's a good idea. I like that. We'll definitely have to add that.
There were some dope indie games this year.
Yeah,
there definitely were. I didn't get to play nearly as many as I wanted, but there's this one that Clara keeps talking about. Star Renegades or whatever was also good.
Oh, yeah.
That one.
Star Renegades was pretty good.
I heard good things about
what
that.
What the fuck was it called? But there was another one. Oh, God damn it. I can't remember.
The big one
but
for
anyway,
me was
yeah.
Monster Train, dude. Monster Train.
Oh, there we go. Monster Train. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like Monster Train would have won for me. Yeah, Monster Train, even though
Is that the one that just came out
issues.
On Game Pass?
It did just come out on it just got yesterday. They put it on Game Pass.
Amazing.
I got my anus pushed in on that a couple of times. I could not figure out the battle system at first. I don't know why.
I went so deep in that all the way up to Attunement 25 or whatever it was. I loved Monster Train.
Yeah, very well done game.
I saw you stream that shit a lot. Yeah. I just spilled water on Baby Yoda. Oh no.
Damn.
When we started, I spilled Mountain Dew on my dog's head. When he was
not nearly
all over his face. I'm like, sorry, dude.
So those are our awards. What we're going to do now is move on to our patron questions. Now, I have to put out a little heads up to everyone that we're going to start doing a little quality control. Our patron has grown quite a bit. We want to thank you for that. But what we have to do is now that our Patreon is growing, we're getting more submissions. We do have to pick and choose a little bit here. We're going to try to still answer all of you as often as we can. But, like random questions are good. Like be creative is what we're going to encourage here. Be creative. Have fun with your question so that you do get picked. But still, most of you will be answered. I just wanted to put it out there because we have a ton of submissions and there are some that we have to scroll by. And sometimes it may not be because of you or your question. Like in this case, we have some Cyberpunk questions, but we talked about it for like 40 minutes. So we're going to skip some of the Cyberpunk stuff. So don't take offense. Just keep asking your questions. We'll get you in the show. And what I'm probably going to have to do is as we get more submissions, I'm going to start organizing the show like I normally would, which is throwing your questions in throughout the show just to kind of make sure you're included and guide the conversation a little bit. So just go ahead. Keep that in mind. So our first question will be from Dow. Do you have a favorite video game song of the year? Could be either a new song from this year or one you heard from the first time this year. For example, mine would be Bury the Light from DMC5. So is there a track? I have one immediately, but is there a track?
Me too, and I bet it's the same one, Matty.
Well, I don't know. I think you like different songs than I in Persona 5.
Because I was going to say Throw Away Your Mask.
That would be one, but mine would actually be... oh my God, I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's the daily song that plays when you're in the third semester. So Happy World is what it's called.
Oh.
It is. That track changed my life, man. I heard that shit and I've never been thrown more for a loop in a video game than when that played because I was like, what is happening? At the same time, I was listening to this banging soundtrack. It's just that song captured like everything that was happening in a really weird way. It's like calming, yet like something's wrong. It's one of my favorite tracks in a video game.
You're the biggest fucking nerd in the world. I love it.
It's just sitting there like these fucking weebs.
It's like it encapsulated what it was like to be a 16-year-old girl. And I'm like, first of all, don't have any clue what the fuck you're talking about. But I love that you are so passionate about it. Because I don't know the music. I'm gonna have to go back and listen because I don't know this track. But now I want to hear it to see
I think part
why
of it's when
do you think it encapsulated it? What was it? Was it instruments? Is it techno? Is it what kind of music is it?
It's more electronic for sure, and it's got more of it's more of the tone at the same time as the story and what's happening. I don't want to spoil anything because it's at the end of the game, but it's just you're having a lot of consecutive revelations and your life's been flipped upside down, and this song's playing that feels like it's almost telling you everything's chill, man, everything's good, and you're like, this is a really good song, but something's wrong, but you can't figure out what it is. And when the game finally reveals it while it's playing, it's just like, oh fuck. It's kind of crazy.
I got one, and this game wasn't anywhere on any of these lists, despite being an absolute fucking knockout and one of the best reviewed things this entire year. Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers.
Wow.
The opening song for Shadowbringers is so fucking hype. That shit's my ringtone to wake me up in the morning. So I wake up and I'm like, let's fucking go.
Kick the door open.
Yeah, like just go watch, like when this is done, go watch the opening movie for Shadowbringers. Oh my god, dude!
I gotta play.
That shit still gives me goosebumps now.
I played about 30 hours of it to get to the DLC, but there's just so much like beginning game content.
There's a lot to get through, but dude, Shadowbringers, like, and I've played Final Fantasy, I've played WoW, I've played ESO, I've played Black Desert, I've played so many fucking MMOs, Aeon Online, Bless, what was the T something where you were popping riffs. Shadowbringers by far is some of the best writing I've ever seen in an MMO. Like, it is a phenomenal story.
I feel like I gotta get there, because the thing is like the early game shit is just so, you can tell like they got going afterwards.
They got in their stride, yeah.
Yeah, because you know the early game shit, and I played for 30 hours. I'm like, this is so fucking boring. Like, I just want to get to the good stuff.
No, yeah, the early, yeah. I would play and I'd quit until the next DLC, but. And the thing that's really hype is the guy that did almost all the writing for Shadowbringers. He's the same guy that's heading up
16.
Final Fantasy 16. Yeah,
I'm high for that.
So 16 is going to be killer.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. Karak, what is your favorite song of?
Well, you picked game? Persona, which is a remake. So it could be any. What do we call it? Yeah, so it would be Outer Worlds' main theme, because it came out on Switch this year. There we go. So I'll say. Outer Worlds' main theme is probably Justin Bell's best track he's ever done, even though most musicians hate when you say that kind of thing. But like that one and Mass Effect are probably the only two title screens. Well, Dragon's Dogma, of course, but I mean that one's sort of weird. But with Mass Effect,
OG Dragon's Dogma,
the only one.
Dude, wind is pushing
there isn't even a fucking menu song in the new one to me. Yeah. I just hear nothing but the absence of the good song. I love that song. But yeah, Mass Effect and Outer Worlds, their music, their main menu music is just, and I've had Outer Worlds on for hours, just like on repeat. Just the main theme as I, do stuff around the house, and I love. Hey, shut the fuck up! Jesus. Sorry. Hey, shut up now. Okay, quiet.
I love the change.
You got to alpha. You got to alpha occasionally.
Here's the thing. Having a dog is about breaking spirit, right? Like, my dog is very stubborn. You got to be like, no. Like, you got to.
And now that
really
Ming passed away, they don't know who's in command, and it's like you got to jump on that shit, because if you don't, you're gonna have a wild pack on your hands. Next time somebody comes over, they're gonna knock an old lady down.
Our dog's getting to that age where he's deaf now, and he doesn't like. He'll just fucking bark and bark. And you're like, we've got one. Like, I need to shout loud enough that like the wife is scared and the baby is crying for that dog to hear me.
Yeah.
And Dustin just lost internet, so we have
Dustin says he lost internet. I love his frozen face.
Perfect
when I screamed, I'm pretty sure I screamed his internet off.
Yeah, I was gonna say you screamed Dustin off the internet. You've actually scared him. He's like, "Want me to shut up, Karak? All right, I'm gone, bro."
One of the things about these artists too that do these tracks, and admittedly, I'm a big enough man to say, like Cyberpunk, for instance. I don't like most of the music in Cyberpunk, yet it's phenomenal. Like, I can completely
the
say
radio or
the opening for Cyberpunk is a fucking jam.
Yeah, and then there's the one that just repeats itself consistently. That blue on black or blue on black, whatever that rap song is. It's terrible. It's terrible. But it's also perfectly fitting for if you understand Cyberpunk and if you understand, what it's about and the Matrix underground fucking club where everybody's dancing to the, the really very generic beat. Like, they do a fantastic job, and music is elevated now. Dude, music's so far back or so far above where it used to be. Remember when people would buy OSTs and that's all you'd hear? And now people know Austin Wintory. They know what's Korb? What's his name? Daniel Korb. I think it's Daniel Korb. He's the guy who does like a lot of the really techno futuristic stuff. You got Mick Gordon from Doom. Like, it's awesome. These guys are finally getting, and Jesse Harlan, who did, Mafia, Star Wars Online, or KOTOR Online, whatever.
Yeah.
It's my mom's fault, he says.
Well, it's unfortunate for him because our next submission is literally attacking Dustin. So we'll have to stash that one until he gets back because it's pretty funny. So we'll go to Unkempt Hawk, who says, I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima right now. I know I'm a little late on this stellar game. That's fine. There's no rush. Especially
Perfect time to play it,
yeah,
baby.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I've never seen such a beautiful world.
Is it too late to play
Right.
XXX game? Like, it is never
Never.
too late to
Never.
play a game that you want to play.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
Dustin.
Even
Yeah.
if it's a fucking MMO, like, it is never too late to play a game you're interested in.
Dude, I'm involved in a couple very old MMOs, and they're some of the most fun. So
Mhm. He says, I have to say, I've never seen such a beautiful world that is so serene and enjoyable to travel through. For a long portion of my playtime, I've avoided fast traveling just to breathe in the beauty of the island. That said, here's my question. Do you guys have any game worlds that you'd rather choose to walk than fast travel from location to location? I have the weirdest answer for this. Mafia 3. I didn't fast travel.
absolutely,
I did not fast
Bro.
travel in that game.
that was my answer. That was one of the first walking the walks I did. Was Mafia 3.
I don't know
It
what it
is
was.
awesome.
Yeah, they did such a good job with that world. I just wanted to see all the dynamic things happening because it just elevated what that game was all about, man. It did such a good job. That would
I don't know,
definitely be
maybe
my pick.
Maybe Ghost for me, but I don't know. I'm too ADD to really ever not fast travel, I think.
Perfectly reasonable.
What about Red Dead? Anybody choose Red Dead for that? Red Dead 2?
At first,
walking-
there's some games where you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna really take my time, and then you're like, all right, let's fucking get to it. You know, I got shit to do.
I'm gonna hurry up and wait.
Red Dead was the opposite for me. I would struggle to get out of combat because I couldn't fast travel fast enough. I was me and Red Dead just didn't mesh. I don't know.
Oh, interesting. What about you, Dustin?
For me, it's probably right now Cyberpunk. I'm just too interested in viewing the landscape in the city.
I also
So-
hate its fast travel system, so I will drive everywhere
Yeah.
in that game. I fucking hate its fast travel.
You
can't
have to
fast travel
find a
from the map.
fucking. You have to find a special terminal to fast
Yeah,
travel.
it's like,
That
what
shit
year is this?
dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we have to go back a question because this one was for you, Dustin, before you
Dang
got
it.
screamed
So
off the
hold
internet
on.
by Dustin or by Karak.
My mom is here for Christmas. She's here early because her one dog is getting dental. He got some teeth pulled out. Anyway, it's a more detail than we need. Anyway, she flipped the switch that is connected to the Wi-Fi downstairs.
Oh.
Ooh.
And so like I lost internet and then I heard like a I'm sorry from downstairs like instantly.
Bro, you
Awesome.
can take that shit off the wall and just hot wire it in so that switch never turns that off.
That's it's not normally an issue, but I probably do need to do that though.
I have one of those amazing UPSs, and all my shit's on a UPS. And so I ran an entire stream with no power in my house with 4 fucking monitors, my fucking speakers hooked up,
Damn.
and everything off a couple UPSs. It's
Wow.
so, dude, it's so freeing. You should put like your Comcast modem and a couple things on one. It feels so good to know that you don't have to worry about like a power outage. We have a lot here.
Oni Allen
yeah.
has written in for you, Dustin.
Here we
Okay.
go.
I've never seen
If
this
it's about
level
ice,
of,
I'm quitting the show.
I've never seen. No, it's actually.
Okay, good.
Well, hold on. Let's see here. Oh well, actually, I have some bad news for you. I don't want
Uh-oh.
you to quit though. Oni Allen writes in. I upped my pledge and created a Discord just to submit this question. So
Oh my God.
he
shit.
he is passionate enough that he will give me some money in order to let you know what he thinks. In all the time I've supported Maddie since Colin came on the show during the Division 2. In all the time I've been alive on this rock, I've never heard someone pronounce Samus as Saumus. Dustin.
Oh, I saw
I saw this too.
this.
He goes,
And
I
I
might
was
as
like,
well
come on.
There's a little bit more. I might as well chime in that one ice cube will melt faster in a warm drink than a bunch of ice. Have a good day. My God. Dustin, you've been hate paid.
Damn.
First of all, I say both Samus and Samus. It just depends on how I'm feeling and what my brain is currently thinking. I just don't even. Come on. Like, get off my balls. Like, I don't know what these people want from me.
Dude, do you
Also-
I was just gonna ask, do you do a lot of videos, Dustin, right now?
Not recently.
You need
Not
to
as many.
mispronounce on purpose, bro.
You know, I gotta go put something in the microwave. I'll be right back.
Go for
Okay,
it.
dude, Dustin, you trust
Yeah.
me.
Oh,
you
he was
need to
serious.
mispronounce on purpose. In
thought
the
he was
micro. I got
serious.
you. You need to because people will just attack you for that shit, like
So-
for hours.
Here's the thing: is that I've never understood this fascination that a lot of consumers of online content have to do with correcting people about how they say things.
I know.
I hear people say things wrong all the time. Colin says compass instead of compass. And I understand it's spelled that way, but nobody says compass.
Bro, I mispronounce shit like it's my job, and I just shrug.
Yep.
You just move on.
I intentionally pronounce it correctly because I don't have the fucking headspace to deal with Oni Allen, for example, who's just like,
bro, Fighter Z was the greatest review I ever did.
Oh yeah,
because I asked them, and they were like Fighter Z. That's the PR who told me. So I was like Fighter Z, and holy shit, Dustin, they came out of the fucking woodwork, man. They were like, the one time their little lives could mean something, and they were like, it's actual, and you could fucking, like, you could hear them psychically trembling in their hair, trembling, just like shoulder shaking sobs because it was misspelled or mispronounced. It's just
Maddie,
fucking pussies.
Earlier in this show, because we had this conversation about how to say 13 Sentinels blank rim. Okay, Maddie actually is saying it wrong based on the English VO in the game, because they say Aegis rim.
Aegis. See, right. I say Aegis because of Persona 3. Like, that's.
Here's the thing.
How do you even do
it doesn't fucking matter.
Doesn't matter.
I knew what you were talking about.
You can correct me.
Yeah, because to correct you, you have to know what somebody's saying. That's the thing. That's exactly what Dustin's saying, is if they're correcting you, it's like, well, you already knew what I was saying. Why are we sticking on this fucking part? Like, so dumb.
Anyway,
just pronounce it wrong all the time.
Here's the final word on this whole comment, is they also brought up the ice thing, and it's like, one will melt faster. I've heard this before. I just don't know if that's the case when you're dealing with something in liquid.
We need a chemist on this show, because a lot of people have been chiming in.
We really don't.
Here's the thing: is I've had a lot of people really chiming in. Like,
but there is no. I'm going to talk over the top of you until we move on. Wow. Dude, it's over. It's fucking over. This has been 3 podcasts. People were pissed last podcast. I don't want them to get even madder. They're like, dude, shut up with the fucking ice cube. Yeah, I did get a couple DMs.
Dude, but wait,
what the fuck are you guys?
We should make merchandise. 1 cube and multiple ice cubes.
We could. Like, do you choose like one or more? It's one or many or whatever.
I think awesome. 2021's merch line is looking pretty sick. I'm just gonna say.
Let's do it.
We actually should look into that. All right, let's keep moving on, just so we can make sure we get Cowboy out in a timely manner. Logan B writes in 2 questions. I'm going to paraphrase his first one. He bought Cyberpunk on the base Xbox One, but based off the updates, he wants to get into an RPG while he waits for 2077. So he asks, should I start the Outer Worlds or play through The Witcher 3's expansions? I love the idea of Outer Worlds, but I'm also in love with The Witcher 3's base game, so I'm a bit torn.
Witcher 3 expansions are some of the tierest expansion content that we have in modern gaming.
And Outer Worlds is just pretty mid, honestly.
I'm probably the only one here who really likes Outer Worlds, so I would say take
Outer
I said
Worlds
that just
all
for
the way.
Carrick.
Here's why Outer Worlds, because it's very short. He'd be done with it and then be able to do Witcher anyway. But if he does Witcher, he would never be able to play Outer Worlds. Like, it wouldn't happen. Witcher's huge. Like,
that's fair.
What are the DLCs, by the way, hours wise? Do we?
Probably about 20 to 30 hours per DLC.
Okay, less than I thought.
Isn't that funny that the main story of Cyberpunk is about the same length?
Well, no, we were talking about this the other day, though. I think, honestly, I like it because Valhalla, I liked Valhalla, but Valhalla did not respect your time when it came to the main story. The main story of Valhalla is like a 50, 60-hour fucking adventure.
It's pretty long, yeah.
And I want to do side content. I got 40 hours of gameplay, and I'd say 30 of it was side content. I didn't have the time to sit through another 50 hours of rescue the next fucking settlement and make a friend that you're not going to hear from for the next 15 hours.
We're some first or third world motherfuckers right now. We're like, dude, man, this fucking game, it doesn't respect my fucking amazing time. There's too much amazing content. You're over there like, listen, it doesn't respect my amazing important time. It's like, bitch, you're streaming. You're fucking streaming. You're getting paid for that twice.
To be fair, I juggle my streaming with a full-time job and a newborn.
That is true. That is
the time spent recording needs to be I gotta record some good shit.
Yeah, right. It's
I
gotta
need to
be
make some good shit happen.
top notch. Well, you do. I've got to say kudos to you too. You went from
That's not
Twitch,
easy.
and I didn't know how that was going to work.
Oh,
But-
dude, I love it. I love you
Dude.
streaming.
Not only that, you fucking put out the serious amounts of content. Like every
Yeah.
day, I'm all fucking cowboy. Are you again? Because I wake up and I grab my phone, and it's always you at the top, and I'm like, "Fuck off, cowboy!" Fuck! Because I want to. It's on weekends even, which obviously you probably
Subbox
cut them up,
domination.
but it pisses me off because I'm like, "Fuck, man, now I gotta fucking. I'm gonna have to do a video." You put a lot of videos out, very well done, and really good videos. So kudos to that.
Question number 2 from Logan B. Gods and Monsters was mysteriously rebranded to Immortals Phoenix Rising before release. Do you think this was due to them realizing they could make a new franchise out of this game? I'm going to cut you off right there, Logan. It is because of Monster energy drinks.
Yeah.
They told Ubisoft to fuck themselves, and that was really the end of the story.
They did.
They were just like,
That's
you
so
are not
sad.
our monster. But I don't know if this entry will be enough for them to dump the franchise, because they have to be well aware that they launched in a really shitty spot.
There's just too much chroma.
I didn't know anybody was watching me, and I was just trying to see it. And it took me a full fucking 2 seconds to realize what you just said. Yeah, there was. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
No, that's really it. We can
I'm
just keep
quite
rolling.
easily fascinated by tech, and green screen is magic to me. So I was just.
Oh, dude.
I got ADD really bad apparently today.
Dude, you're on a roll. I don't know. I think people are going to love this episode. This just been fucking hilarious. Cam writes in. First time writing in. Thank you, Cam. With the whole discussion being around Cyberpunk, and it's a mess, do you think this could affect the industry at all, or will, like every other controversy, it pass to the wayside? Been watching since 2015. Love the show, and 1 to 2 ice cubes is the way. 1 to 2. Okay, whatever. Cam, thank you for writing in. Now, we touched on this a little bit. I did want to give it some attention. A little bit more. Does this stick, or do we move on?
I think with open world RPGs, I mean, honestly, I think eyes are going to be on Bethesda, because when you think open world buggy RPG, Bethesda's name obviously comes up.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that after this shit show, I think that up top Todd is looking at the people working on ES6 and looking at the people working on Starfall, and he's probably like, you know what? Just take as much time as you need. We don't need a Cyberpunk. Like, they're probably saying that in the office. We don't need a Cyberpunk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're probably, if anything, I think a lot of companies are going to try to go like, and just like shrink it down. Like, no
I
hype.
also think we're going to see changes to PR. I think after the fiasco with the console copies, I think people are going to be a lot more like, when reviewers are like, I need to see the console and the PC, they're just going to be like, here you go. Look, they're both in working order. We promise.
They may, but dude, that's one of the weird misconceptions about this. Not having console code or not having a platform code is not unusual, man. It's not unusual.
I mean,
at all.
it's not so
So it's
much.
like,
Well, I think it's a
They've
combination.
blown it out of
because-
proportion.
Well, it's
I mean,
that
the
they
situation.
also there was the B-roll. They were like, hey, y'all have to use
that
B-roll.
on the yeah.
That was bad.
And then they were.
I think
like, the
Gears
whole-
4 did that.
It did.
No one talked.
I brought that up.
Yeah, everyone's like, this has never happened. I'm like, Gears 4 told us to use like specific gameplay.
I got
was-
hated on that for specifically mentioning Gears.
Yeah, and that was weird
as
because
doing
Gears
B-roll.
4 was a competent game at the
But
release.
Cowboy, what were you saying? You were sorry about that. I interrupted you. You were saying something about something. I don't remember.
I just think it's a
interrupted
combination
you.
of things. You know, like we had the B-roll footage, we had the no console footage, we had for the most part they kind of, because I know their initial reach out, they had tons, and me and Maddie were talking about this. They had tons and tons of people. I know I got my code maybe a day or two before launch. I know you got offered your code just barely before launch.
And
you
by
know-
the way, I didn't reach out to them. They
Yeah.
reached out to me 2 years ago and said, we want you to like do special coverage, and then switched it when the tech issues started popping up.
Yeah.
But that's because I cover all the platforms. So it makes sense. They didn't want me covered.
No, I hope we see changes, but I do think, like anything on the internet, it's probably going to blow over, and we're going to, history is doomed to repeat itself, as they say.
Yeah, I think it depends on how well the updates go. That's what I'm going to say. If the updates, because the thing that people forget is, like, me and Karak have mentioned a lot, Ubisoft is like notorious for, we brought out the newest patch and it fucks up like 5 other things. A lot of people think that the patch is going to be like this permanent, like, boom, everything has been solved, and then patch 2, everything else is solved. There we go, game, ship it, good. But I think what may happen is that people don't realize that a new patch can present its own set of issues. And if they're going to release updates to new content alongside that, like introducing stuff, which I don't know if they'll do, we'll have to see on that. But I just think I'm going to wait for the patch, because if it sticks, I think you're going to see companies react to this, but it's not going to mention it by name. We shall see. For now, we continue on. Jolly Arab writes in, hey, Maddie, Karak, and Dustin. I've been playing Cyberpunk on the Series X and really enjoying it despite the issues. With this in mind, has there been a game that launched broken that you enjoyed despite its state? Keep up the good work, gents, and Dustin, keep practicing at Tetris.
Oh, no. He destroyed me.
Oh, really?
We had a Tetris competition, and he is
very good,
like God tier.
Wow.
Good. Yeah.
That's mad funny.
Pretty bad.
That's mad funny. Have you guys enjoyed a broken game at launch? I don't think I ever have.
I mean, Baldur's Gate early access was pretty fucking buggy, and I went through the crashes and the bugs and kept playing and had a good time.
I guess I feel like if it's early access, you know what you're getting into, right? If it's labeled that, you know that it's being accompanied. But do you think there's been like a full launch of a game that's come out? It's like, this is pretty fucking busted, but man,
is he not? If he's not saying recent, then I would say, I mean,
it could be anything.
The big one in the room is KOTOR 2. KOTOR 2 was a buggy POS.
Really? Okay.
When KOTOR 2 was horrendously buggy. It wasn't just the ending that was missing. It was that it was a disaster when it first came out. You would have crashes to console, which nobody had really seen before. Now you have a crash to like the screen and people are like, oh, that sucks. Back in the day, like if you crashed a console, you'd be like, what the fuck just happened? And that one definitely had issues. So I would say for me, that's the one I remember. And Alpha Protocol, one of the worst amazing games ever made.
Yeah, that's a good one. Alpha Protocol is pretty good.
It's the only ones I can think of. There was a Berserk game for Dreamcast back in the day, and unless you happen to have like there was a very like one region had a disc that worked. It was like, you know, like the Japanese version, but if you had any other version, you would get up to like one pinnacle boss fight, and the game would always fucking crash at that part, no matter what. And it was still a fun game because, you know, you didn't really have Berserk games, but never did get to finish that game because of the crash.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think for me, well, I don't know. It's kind of complicated because I bought Arkham Knight on PC.
Ooh.
And then quickly realized I could not play it, so I just bought it on PS4. and I thought it was pretty good.
Exactly.
But yeah, I got burned on that one. So
yeah.
All right, we move on to our next question from Cryo Vault Soul. First time writing in here as well. Matt, for one, love you, man, but I must say your Ice Cube complex is a huge L. Oh, no, this second part is a real kicker. Almost as bad as you not thinking Oreos and a fork is a fantastic idea. Fuck you if you use an Oreo and a fork, by the way. But
who does that?
My question for you is, what are some games from the 6th gen era that you've always ended up going back to? 6th gen being Dreamcast, PS2, GameCube, Xbox, etc. Gents, are there any games? Do you guys unpack your old consoles ever? Because I tend to.
I have them unpacked.
They're in a box in the closet.
No.
Power Stone.
Power Stone was dope.
Yeah. Power Stone's coming out too. A remake.
I'd play it. That was a good multiplayer game.
Yeah. I'm a Gauntlet fan, so I would say Gauntlet big time. Like I've always been like just a standard Gauntlet fan. And then Virtual Tennis I still play. That instead of the new ones.
For me, I see this wouldn't really, I don't know if this would fit 6th gen, but I played a lot of Mega Man Battle Network, and I like going back to that a lot on my Game Boy Advance. That is a really good game. Mega Man X8, though, I'll say, to answer your question, that they did an HD re-release of that on PS4 and Xbox One. I've something about that game, man. It's the music, and it just fucking feels so good to play. I love Mega Man X8. I don't think I talk about it enough on my channel how much I really fucking like Mega Man. Like, I've played all the X games and I've played all the Battle Network games. Like, I fucking adore Mega Man. Capcom doesn't make new ones, so it's just like whatever.
Sounds like a stream in the making there, Matty.
Why are you a big Mega Man fan?
No, I'm not at all. But
no, he's saying for you.
Oh, for me. Oh,
no, he's not a nerd. He was saying for you though.
Oh, for me to just embarrass myself.
I'm teasing you. Mega Man, the one on the Game Boy Advance, was that is it cards or something?
You get battle chips and pretty much like cards.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I did play that.
That game its gameplay is done aged so well. I played it like last
Very
month.
good.
It's just so fun to play.
Oh
man.
shit!
Yeah, I really like that.
Do you
series.
emulate it?
No, I have a Game Boy Advance. I have all 6 games complete in box. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I adore that franchise so much, man. It's great. Dustin, do you ever kick open the old Xbox, maybe a little GameCube? I mean, behind you, you've got that SNES on top of the TV. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a CRT, bro. That's not a TV.
that's
Dude, that's a PVM, dog.
Is it?
Yeah, I had to search that out. I called up this video company that does installs, and I was like, "Do you got any of these?" And so I had to pay like
from
$200
sitting around.
$200. Isn't that
Awesome.
amazing to think
Awesome.
about?
dude. But it does RGB, and I have the cables to do it. It's a whole thing for if you
high
are
level
into
That's
CRTs.
high level nerd. Yeah.
Yeah. As far as I don't know, PS2 like regularly going back to, I can't think of anything in particular, but I mean like I've played through the Kingdom Hearts games in the past few years, but that wasn't on those consoles. It was like through the
Right.
you know, the
Emulator and
collections.
stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
Still a good answer though. It's from that
So,
gen.
yeah.
By the way, Cowboy, since the podcast questions are kind of supplemental, if you ever got to cut out, you just
No,
let me know.
I already pushed the stream back because I got
Okay.
a shower and stuff and all that anyway. So
All right, I just want to make sure we're not holding you up at all.
nah, we're just gonna be fucking around playing For Honor.
Good shit. All right, we're going to keep rolling. Skooma Vendor asks, what are our favorite movies to watch around Christmas time that aren't Christmas movies? Mine are always Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
Ooh, I got a good one for this. So this was me and the wife started doing this it's probably 4 years ago, but our Christmas tradition is we go through an entire sequence of horror movies. So like one year we did all the Freddy Krueger movies. One year we did all the Hellraiser movies. This year we're up on the Michael Myers series. So
Very cool.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't think I got an answer for this one because I only do watch Christmas movies around this time of the year. And for those who are familiar with the show, I don't watch a lot of movies in the first place. So I'll pass it off to you, gentlemen.
What about go ahead, Dustin.
Eric's
You
going
can
to
go
punch my head off this episode, I swear to God.
I don't think we don't have any non-Christmas movies we watch. We just like, it's a time that if we want to watch a whole set, kind of like what Cowboy was saying, is the time to do it. Like I just got that Lord of the Rings 4K collection. And so that is on the list to watch. I think one year we did Harry Potter. Over Thanksgiving, we were doing Matrix, but we still have to watch the last one. So it's just a good time if you want to watch a whole lot of content that you can fit it all in.
Actually, you know what? I had to change my answer. Now, it's not a movie, but I watch more anime around Christmas time, for sure. I think it's just because I have less work.
Maddie, I got some good fucking recommendations for the season if you need
I would
them.
love to hear them because right now, my girlfriend, she's obsessed with One Piece. So she has me giving that a whirl. But I was looking at Dragon Quest, and I was like, maybe, but I don't know.
Dragon Quest isn't bad. The Jujutsu Kaisen, top tier for the season.
Very good stuff about that.
Attack on Titan season 4 started up.
Yes.
Noblesse is pretty good.
I was looking at that one, and I heard. I asked my friend. He was like, reviews are pretty bad for it, but
no, I'm really digging Noblesse.
Really?
And then
okay. I was looking at that one.
There's a lot of stuff on Hulu actually this season of all things.
See, I'm only on Crunchy and Funimation, so
yeah, I just got into the Hulu thing because they really ramped up their shit. Where's my stuff at? Hulu has Akudama Drive. Like if y'all like the aesthetic of Cyberpunk, but you can't stand the bugs, check out Akudama Drive.
Fuck yeah.
It's basically like Cyberpunk fucking Japan and bounty hunting, and it's fucking crazy, dude. Really good show. And then for the feels, you should check out The Day I Became a God. Because the last episode of that, oh shit. I was not ready for what they showed, and you were just like, ooh.
You walked away with something? A little emotion there?
Bro, it was fucking rough.
Damn.
Like it was like one of those.
I'm like, curious about that one.
Oh man, this is
I'll probably circle back and get the name for that in full because I usually watch shit while I'm like wrapping gifts and stuff. I think that's why. Like I grinded out Hunter x Hunter last year and watched like all 100 and some odd episodes. I think that show's kind of overrated, but I still associate Christmas with that show in my head currently. So more anime is good. All right. let's continue on with these questions. Drop writes in, hey guys, with the remastered trilogy on the horizon and the announcement of a new game, Mass Effect hype is starting to grow. As someone who has never played a Mass Effect game, my question for you is, where do you think Andromeda stands in 2020? Would you recommend jumping in before the remastered trilogy is out?
Just forget it exists.
Yeah. The only thing I
Honestly.
will say is, in the reveal trailer, they do show the Andromeda Galaxy. They will probably try to connect the two, but I feel like given its reception, it won't be super strong. That would be just my guess, but I would say do not start with that.
I mean, Andromeda wasn't terrible. It's just it didn't add anything. It just took all the things that we kind of liked about Mass Effect and was like, hey, here they are with a new story about someone you don't give a shit about. But the story is one of the things that draws you into Mass Effect. It's Shepard and his gang and all those people, and just being like, all right, now over to Hoboken and this new crew, like you don't give a shit about them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree completely. That was my thing. Is that a lot of the gameplay is way better. Like it feels great.
The gameplay is good, but what makes Mass Effect Effect just isn't fucking there.
And the side quests come up short. I think getting rid of the. At first, I thought it was good news. I remember, but getting rid of the. It's not the karma system, the morality system in that game, though.
Renegade or Paragon.
Getting rid of that was a bad choice. Now, I think that was not something they should have done.
Punch that fucking reporter in the face.
Always, yeah. Like you just
always.
Those moments are not accessible if you don't have that system in place, because you can't be like, I am just a fucking dick. Like I'm just gonna. You've pissed me off so much that I'm going to give you an unwarranted punch in the face. Like you can't have that in a conversation wheel. You can only do that with the Renegade system. They need to have that back. All right. That answers that. Matthew Clem writes in, not a question, but I just listened to the Cyberpunk episode this morning. I have to say I stand with Matty. I almost always put ice in my drinks, especially for water, tea, or soda. Yes, I said soda.
Oh, my God. It never ends.
Don't let these fools bring you down. They just don't understand the refreshment of a perfectly cold ice beverage. Gary's like, I'm quitting the show. Find a new host.
Dude, fucking A.
It's gonna be Ice Cube Radio Podcast by the time this is done.
We're gonna find a new joke, I swear. Mafat Cock writes in, Cowboy. This is actually someone who writes in with that name, by the way. Mafat Cack. What game, gave you the biggest sense of accomplishment from either beating a boss, a series of areas, or an entire game in general? Something tells me we're gonna have very similar answers here. For me, it's, I mean, I'm sorry, but it's like any Souls game, man. Like their games were challenging when I was a kid, but I always attested that to the fact that I was a kid. Nowadays, I feel like I know a little bit better. And when for me, Bloodborne Chalice Dungeons were that moment I was like, fuck you, game, I'm better than you. I think
more than Souls for me, it would be Monster Hunter World and Iceborne. Being able to take down some of the bigger, badder monsters solo, that's a good fucking accomplishment.
That's impressive. I couldn't do that.
Because there's I mean, I think for Souls, the biggest would have been like Nameless King. Like that took me a while to conquer. But now that I know the fight, I can go back and just mop the fucking floor with them. Whereas Monster Hunter, like you got to get real. Because I think it's the length too. Like even unless you're like speedrun tier, there's fights in that game that are still going to be 15 to 20 minutes of consistent. You need to be on your toes combat.
That's fair.
That's a good feeling.
Karak? Biggest sense of accomplishment from a boss, series of areas, or game in general?
Probably Space Harrier, which is like fucking 25 years ago. But trying to get to like level 18 on that on the Sega Master System, and I broke like 80 controllers because I threw them out the window and I smashed them in doors and I stomped on them. I pulled the wires out, and I still played it. When I finally beat it, it was like, fuck yeah. And from that point on, weirdly enough, confidence is what was the thing, because I beat it from that point on every time, which was obvious that I was like nervous about doing certain things, and that's why I was losing.
That's funny.
So probably that. And then later on, that bitch ass flying chick in Neo 1.
Oh yeah, the third boss.
She's a skill gate that I love because I was bouncing off that for review tons of times. And when I finally beat her, I was so much better at the game. Not that I don't think it was well designed. They should have. It didn't have to be like
Yeah,
that.
it was a very stiff difficulty curve.
And when you're by yourself, as a reviewer, people don't get it, man. You're half of the time we don't even talk to each other, and the other half, they're not going to tell you how to defeat shit or whatever, So it's like you're just on your own. And I was like, this bitch has and I remember with Neo 2, I was posting that picture of me dying to that one bad guy 192 times. And somebody was like, dude, Carlos from G2 Sports was like, seriously, dude, quit. And I'm like, you don't understand. I beat that bitch in Neo 1. Like, she's inured me to everything.
You should have fucking hit me up with a DM. I would have been like, oh yeah, just blah, 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 blah.
Dude, it was redonk because my game was also busted and I could not call people in. So I couldn't get help even if I wanted to. It was redonk. But again, I defeated her. And so I just kept playing. My wife even 8 hours later came in and she's like, turn that fucking game off. I don't want to hear that same dude's soundtrack ever again. And I'm like, nope. And I just kept playing it. And I beat her or beat it. And I was like, oh man, that's cool. Yeah. Some of those characters.
Do you remember what Neo 2 boss it was?
Bro, wasn't even a boss. It was one of the first dudes with the huge sword, the fucking the horse dude in the fucking palace or in the the large area, and he would create the void or whatever that stops you from gaining karma back.
Yeah.
Not even a hard guy.
And not even a hard guy. In the first level?
No. It was farther on from there. And I couldn't do it. I don't know why. It was what, how it is. Sometimes you also refuse to put the controller down, and you should.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You should give it a day. And I was like, fuck that. I'm going to beat it. And
that was me with Sekiro. I didn't care. I was like, I'm going to fucking beat this shit.
Same way with Sekiro. Yeah. Sekiro I was much better at, except for that, by the way, fuck you, designer, who made that ogre who would cheat and grab me from 55 feet away and throw me off the cliff. I hated that guy on the first ogre.
My favorite part of Sekiro is still you beat Ishin's first phase, and then he pulls out a fucking pistol.
And you're like,
shoot casual.
My favorite guy in Sekiro though is a horseman. I love that the commander who would I just like that he announced who he was. There was something so epic when he's like, I am blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you are? Guess who I am, bitch? And then he'd kill me. I'd be like, that didn't work. And then I would come back. It was so epic, man. So epic.
So
actually, the boss rush for Sekiro, that's...
Yeah, my friend's gone through that.
If you want to revisit, it's good. It's a good time.
I've heard it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I did the random mod. Have you ever tried that?
Mm-mm.
So
shift
now...
up all the bosses.
Shifts up every single character. Everything you have 1,000 choices. Nexus mods has that. Hitman 2 and about 15 other games. Deus Ex, and you basically just load it up, and it has a bunch of options for balance the bosses, swordsmen are replaced by this, or everybody's random, and it changes the entire game. It's amazing. It made Sekiro enjoyable to me even after I beat it. I was like, dude, I got to see what new guys they're going to put in some of these levels. Very cool.
I might have to fuck with that.
Hey, you should check it out.
So I was scrolling through. We've got probably close to 15 more questions. So what I'm going to
curating.
What?
You have 15 more of the curated list?
Yeah, we have a shit ton. Just because people are talking about ice cubes and Cyberpunk.
Well, ignore the ice cube
Do
one.
not read any more ice cube related.
Just don't read the ice cube one.
All right. I'm going to try.
You want me to curate this bitch list? Because I'll curate it.
I think I got this.
I'm checking. I'm double checking your work right now.
Know It All has written in with the question of the show. Would you guys rather shit your pants every other day?
No, move on.
But hold on.
I'm ready for this one.
Would you guys rather shit your pants every other day, but have the ability to choose when and where you do it? Or would you rather shit yourself 6 times a year, but have no idea when it was going to happen?
You shit yourself every other day and decide. I would just have it happen while I'm already in the shower.
Right.
Problem solved. Well, I fucking spray it down the drain, be on my way.
6 times a year, you are living in constant fear.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that's that could be once a month. That's
every
half
other
a year.
month, basically.
Yeah, dude. It never goes away at that point. I would
winning the world's worst lottery.
That's so true, man. Because you could be, like Karak with his socks on, boxers on.
I was just gonna say smushing, getting the shoulders in like Eddie Murphy, and suddenly, horrible. Meeting your girlfriend's parents. Hey, hi.
Right? Yeah,
Nah.
you got to choose. You got to make the choice. I think that would be it.
Shit or get off the pot, they say.
Mm-hmm. That was a funny one. Appreciate that. This is what I mean by, curating the content. I'm choosing the good questions now. Steve Wolf writes in, what is the longest gaming marathon you've ever done? In other words, what's the longest you've ever played a game without stopping other than for bathroom breaks? And what game was it?
35-hour long stream of Monster Hunter World.
Wow. Oh, man.
I don't know.
62 hours of Neverwinter, an MMO.
I played
which
RuneScape.
Made me sick.
I played
Really
RuneScape
sick.
for like 2 days straight when I was younger.
I think you don't stay up that long. I don't know about you guys. I think you do.
You take
Right?
micro sleeps without even realizing it. You'll be like,
With your eyes shut. Yeah, right. You're like, da-da-da, and the loading screen comes up, and you're like,
yeah.
You just go back and then we hear the sound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do, yeah. I can't do that shit anymore, dude. I don't know when it happened, but like after like the longest I can go is like maybe 6 hours. Like long streams. Like I have friends that are still like 24-hour stream, 24-hour stream. Like,
Fuck that. No.
I cannot do
Fuck
that shit.
No, I can't do that, man. I struggle to stream for a long time. I'm usually like a 2-3 hour streamer. That's
Yeah,
usually where I
three
sit.
hours is like my sweet spot. Like
Yeah.
I can go a little bit longer, but no,
Yeah.
usually 3.
I'm the same way.
Dustin?
I don't know. I've never been a marathon game player. Like when Fallout 4 came out, I like took the day off work and played it for like 8 to 12 hours. So maybe
Fuck
that,
yeah.
but that's just like people do that regularly. So
Yeah,
whatever.
I can
Yeah,
only think of like
that
when I
is
was a
true.
kid. Let's see here. Continuing to curate the content. Here we go. Here's a good one. Billy Mays writes in, hi, Billy Mays here with one last question before the holidays. What is the most meaningful gift you've ever gotten? Like a gift that might be small or insignificant to someone else, but means the world to you. For example, my mom always tells a story about how her favorite gift was just a bag of shitty pre-made oatmeal raisin cookies. It was so meaningful to her because all she did was mention how she liked oatmeal raisin cookies to her friend once in passing, but her friend remembered it. Have you had a gift like that? I personally don't, but I do remember one Christmas where my friends had the audacity to give me a sham wow. How dare they give me a product that's vile from that vile salesman Vince Offer? Anything that he sells are just ripoffs of my great products. In all actuality, I hope you all have a happy holiday and a happy new year. What's the most meaningful gift, gentlemen? I got mine sitting right behind me. Right there. Hold on, I gotta bring my arm into the shot. Art right there.
Oh,
My girlfriend drew that for me, and I adore it. I love it. It's got all my favorite characters on it. From Yosuke to Cloud, I see Spider-Man, Goku, Karapika, Sora.
Oh, yeah, I
Alt
remember
Boy.
you getting that.
Yeah, I love it. I love it a lot. That's probably one of the, if not the most meaningful gift I have received.
for me, it's going to be when I got a PlayStation 2 because it was used and it's not like we were super poor or anything, but we didn't have a ton of money. And so my entire extended family pitched in to get it. And so it was just nice that there was like a whole community putting in to get me a PlayStation 2. So it was very heartwarming as a young duddy.
Young Duddy. Is that like your
Young
is
Duddy.
that
What's
your
a
nickname?
duddy?
What?
What's a duddy? Never heard
That's
that.
what a few of my friends will call me Duddy when they're trying
Oh.
to make me sound like a baby.
I like that.
Oh, like a short, or like a weird slang for Dustin.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Mine would probably be, I was dating this foxy chick at work, man. She was a smoke show. She was also absolutely fucking crazy. She wasn't very, she like, and I'm not, I admit, man, I was an asshole, like all the time. Not just to her. I'm just mean, in general. And I remember saying something like, I like cheesecake or something in a random conversation before we started dating. And she made it for me. People don't usually make me stuff because I'm not a foodie. So like the idea that she probably knew that as well, but made something random I mentioned, I remember thinking that was pretty fucking cool. But I don't get too emotional about presents and stuff. I don't really ask. I don't get a lot. And I give stuff, but I don't ask for anything too special.
I'll get
I
you a
mean-
gift this year, Carrick.
I
I'll
got
get
you and
socks.
fucking loan the art. I need to have the artist do a new picture.
That is true. I have it.
I didn't
right
even think
behind
about
me, right here.
Yeah.
Hung up.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I'll get you
What
a pair
about
of
you?
socks. That's what I'm gonna get you.
Cowboy. Yeah. I'll wear them too.
I don't know. I'm kind of in the same camp as Karak. Like I don't know. I give a lot of gifts to my friends, but I'm at a spot where like anything I need, I usually just get immediately.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's hard to like I don't even know. Like I don't even remember
Has
what
your
I got.
wife ever got you something surprising though? Like my wife, like let's say a movie that I wouldn't have thought of buying myself. Has that ever happened? Well, not talking about
Probably
adult movies. But,
Probably. I don't know. I honestly I can't think of one gift that I was like
wow. Yeah.
like brought to like distinct memories of or anything. But I'm sure there's something.
Oh, I was homeless. I had to pay rent and couldn't. So my landlord was going to kick me out. And I had a Frank Frazetta art book. Frank Frazetta is the guy who drew Conan originally. And I sold it for $200 to a pawn shop and told my ex-girlfriend, my girlfriend at the time. And randomly she bought it back and gave it to me. That's pretty dope. That was pretty ace. Yeah. Then I sold it fucking again because I hate the bitch.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
$400. Thanks.
Profit.
Patty.
Raw
Patty's
profit.
out there. If you're watching, $400.
All right. I believe. Oh no, we got two more. Then we're done. Funkrat writes in, "Hey gangs, happy holidays. At my house, we used to marathon Christmas movies every year until our VCR broke. That is a fuck ton of movies. Question is, what's your favorite holiday pastime? Doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas. So it could be, I don't know, you got a Thanksgiving pastime, you got a Halloween pastime, you got a, I don't know, daylight savings pastime. Let's hear it. I mean, for me, I think I talked about this last show, so I won't go on too long. But we do snack parties every weekend leading up to Christmas. So tomorrow we're going to do a snack party, and that means that we're pretty much going to get a bunch of different snacks together, watch like a ton of movies for like 3-4 hours, just pig out, have a good time together as a family, that type of thing.
For us, so Paige's brother, he has two boys that are both like 8 and 10, and pretty much every single holiday that we all get together, we end up playing Smash Bros.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I trounce the shit out of them every time, but it's still fun because I'm like, every time they've gotten just a little bit better. Mm-hmm. So like one time it might be like, they can't beat me, and then hey, they got a stock, and hey, look at that, they managed to get me this time. But it's I don't know, it's just one of those stupid things. It's fun because you don't really see family that often, so being able to connect with them like that with something that I love, obviously with gaming, so
for sure.
Trying to think. For me, it's
on Dustin.
I don't know. As I get older, it's weird because like when I have breaks, I just want to play more video games, and they just feel like with less guilt.
Yeah, I guess
like
that's
I can
fair.
play games like during the day and just like hang out, play some games, like eat leftover pizza, and just be a complete bum, and it's awesome.
You ever feel that way, Dustin, when you're done with a review as well, or like an article or whatever you do, and you're done and you're like, I can play what I want right now?
Yeah,
well, that's the post-review high every time.
I'm sure for all of us, since we all kind of create our own schedule, it's great because you can do what you want, but then there's like this feeling when you're playing something, even though you've carved out that time for that you're like, wow, I really should
your emotions
be doing
are
this.
Your boss.
So yeah, Christmas is nice though, because I feel like I can really turn off, though maybe not this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say this year I plan to, but fuck me with Cyberpunk, it's gonna be damn near impossible unless they actually go on some type of holiday break and just shut up for a couple of days. But I have a ton of content planned and like scheduled, so I'm taking a break one way or another.
I think mine's reading. I like to read, and it's hard to read if you have content to create. So like the idea of sitting down, I did get the Cyberpunk official guidebook or whatever it is from Amazon. I don't know if that, I don't even know really what it is. I saw it and I was like, I thought it might be art, but I think it's a guidebook. Almost
they did
like
a guidebook, and then they did a World of Cyberpunk book. I
did get that as well. But I like to read, man. I'm a huge D&D and read, but D&D's out because fucking COVID.
Yeah.
Right.
I
mean, you can do Discord, but
it's just not the same at times.
Nah, it's not the same as getting together with people and stuff.
Last question comes in from Justin Livano, 13. This one's for you, Karak, to some extent. He says, if you're looking for a fun time, just ask Karak about his high school sex ed class. With that out of the way,
Oh my
here are my
God.
questions. Is this for another episode, maybe?
I'll tell it short. I told it in the last podcast. He must watch both. But basically, we were talking about weird things that happen in class and Catholic schools, because two of the guys in my podcast had private schools, and I didn't. Our school was really rough, and it was in like people fucking macheting each other. But we had this one guy who was like, they have to teach sex ed. We were in 4th or 5th grade. We had just got done with PE, and we were talking in the podcast about PE was weird because you had grown up with just your parents, and you didn't get naked in front of other people very often. And so the first time you go to PE and they're like, you need to take a shower, you're like, in my pants? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, we're not, and you have to get accustomed to it. But sex ed class was right after PE. So we took a shower one day. We go in, and Mr. Rose, my fucking teacher, decides he's going to show us how to put a condom on, which would normally be okay, except this cocksucker grabbed what looked like a 2-liter bottle dildo, and he put it on the table. And he's like, this is the average penis. Now, first of all, everybody in that class has just got done, obviously, showing off not average penises compared to whatever this fucker was showing. Then he gets a fucking medium-sized condom, which admittedly, a medium-sized condom can fit a human body, but not comfortably. So he tries to put it on. He's like, oh, this actually needs the large, but he keeps talking about it being an average-sized penis. And you just get the entire guy section who all sat together slowly in their desks, like getting away from each other and like looking. It was the most uncomfortable. We still talk about it. We talked about it on Facebook in our Facebook group, but it was the most uncomfortable moment. And he just kept saying average. And I'm like, now I'm like on Pornhub, maybe? What the fuck was this guy? Like, it's baby arms. Like it was a baby arm. And I was like, dude, and where did he get it? And then all of a sudden we're sitting there going like, where did our he was a science teacher, not even a sex ed teacher. We're like, where the fuck did this guy get this? Yeah, it was just one of those weird things. Because I don't know how you guys learned it, but like we had to learn it the old fashioned way, like where everybody was embarrassed and stuff. I don't know how they do it.
I did not learn through a classroom how to put a condom on. I'll be honest. That was not.
No banana?
No
banana.
Me neither.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Ooh, really?
Just all
They
in the
stopped
heat of the
teaching sex
moment.
ed.
You just got to learn.
Oh,
it
did
yourself.
they?
Yeah,
No, I'm guessing it wasn't the same. I know we had some, but there was never any condom. Because if you teach a kid about how sex works, then they're gonna want to do the sex.
They taught our girls about IUDs and diaphragms in school. So I don't know when that changed, but we weren't banging. Like, not at that age, dude. It was like 6th grade. Now I'd be banging, obviously. But back then, that shit, like, you were lucky if you touched a boob. Like, it was uncomfortable as fuck. I'll just tell you, I went home and it was like, am I different? Because like this fucking teacher basically told us everybody was hung with a baby arm. It was fucking horrible, man. I'll just say it straight up. Like it's shocked. I just talked to my friend about it. I was like, you remember that? He's like, oh my God. I didn't think anybody would remember how embarrassing that was.
That's so good, bro. That is a fucking hilarious mental image. That's too good.
It was something. That's why I'm the way I am, obviously.
You're great the way you are. Let me tell you what. So our last 2 questions come from Justin after bringing that to our attention. Number 1, do you see Xbox making a big comeback this generation? This is very on topic, is it not? I believe it is getting a lot of harsh critique, right? Maybe rightfully so, due to no exclusives. Yet Sony only had one true next-gen exclusive in Demon's Souls, which isn't necessarily a system-selling franchise. See, the thing is with Xbox is their future is exciting to me, but a lot of people are like, any company that could be remotely, possibly a fraction of a percentage purchased, they're like, Xbox should buy them. I'm like, we haven't even fucking seen what Xbox has done with anyone they've bought yet. Like, let's slow it down.
It's so true.
They're exciting to watch, but like, it's because they're spending money. Watching my friend blow cash is at a casino is a great time because I'm not fucking spending it.
Yeah, exactly. And if he wins, you'll just get a nice surf and turf.
Yeah, right.
There's no risk for you.
So I think that's part of it. I think people like the window shopping Xbox is doing, but we got to see what they do. I don't know. I'm looking forward to what they do, but
I think I think Xbox is doing fine. I mean, you have Game Pass, which is arguably a better value than literally fucking anything else in gaming right now. And then you got the Bethesda acquisition. And if we're being honest, and I know the PlayStation fanboys are going to rally the torches, y'all ain't getting fucking Starfield or Elder Scrolls 6.
I don't
It's
think
not
so
happening.
either.
Most likely.
You don't spend $1 billion fucking dollars to share with your friends. It doesn't work like that.
7.8 billion, bro.
Yeah.
If it was $1 billion, it'd be okay.
Fucking payday to be like, here you go, PlayStation. Have the Elder Scrolls that everyone wants. It's not happening.
I can't.
Just because we're nice guys. We're nice guys. Here you go.
Imagine we're wrong. We'd sound like such assholes right now, but I'm pretty confident we won't be.
If we're wrong, it would be in some other way. We would notice the purchase in some other
It
way.
would have to be timed. Like that's at minimum, I feel.
Or
like.
mods. If they were like, hey, we're the only ones with mods, which would be a huge downer for every fucking person. Can you imagine how much of a downer that would be?
Yeah.
I think the reason I think it's gonna, because we in the interview they were like, we're confirming that some games are still, like, they're like, we've confirmed that Deathloop and blah 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 are still coming to the PlayStation. And it's like, what about your future titles though? Just gonna vaguely not say anything about those. Yeah. We know what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
I think honestly, I can't wait for it because PlayStation's done. Like, I mean, I don't give a fuck. I have an Xbox and a PlayStation right here.
Yeah,
as a content creator, we're in no camp. We're in the I play all the games camp.
Yeah, for sure.
But for the longest time, it's always been, oh, PlayStation has exclusives, and it's been painted as this good thing. And now Xbox is about to get some exclusives, and I guarantee the reaction is going to be, I can't believe they're fucking keeping Elder Scrolls on Xbox. It's fucking bullshit. They're such dicks.
Yeah.
Like,
and then Xbox is going to start waving more checks around and getting third parties, and then it's going to be a whole new world for PlayStation fans. I can't wait, man.
Well, here's the thing: is guys were talking about it earlier, the Intel and AMD and Nvidia competition. To me, it's sort of cool to have competition now. Of like, but Bethesda's one thing, but Obsidian's, to me, a completely different thing. And then you have Wasteland, you have InXile, you have all these companies that have actually like got some and then fucking Dishonored's devs. Like, I have no clue what they're gonna make, and that's, to me, I think why it's interesting.
That's the diversity of
there's not a lot. Yeah, and there's not a lot of mystery in gaming. Not really. I mean, how many times have we sat in the podcast and then a year later we're like, "Yup," you're not really that surprised. So I don't know what we're gonna get, and I think that all this competition helps. Some people will take a chance. Microsoft, people like to diss on them, but dude, they're Cuphead and Ori, which are two of my favorite games.
Yeah,
like they made two unbelievable games, which to me already indicates that they're at least willing to do some weird stuff. And that doesn't include their other things, Forza and all that.
Last question sorry, I cut you off.
I coughed. Go ahead.
Oh, last question of the show. Do you believe the promise of continued support for PS4 and Xbox One will hurt optimization of next-gen games over the course of the first couple of years of launch, causing the next-gen experience to feel a bit lackluster? By the way, I'm a Sony fanboy, but decided to switch to Xbox at launch due to Game Pass and not having played games like Gears 5 or Forza. This is rare. We actually don't see people writing in admitting something like this. I always thought this, and I mean, I understand why. The thing is the understanding why companies do it. Straddling that line is important because you need people to gradually buy into the new consoles, so then they're not losing a shit ton of money on the PS4 and Xbox One units that could be sold. And so eventually you'll see, I feel like one of the first games we'll see is probably like Elden Ring. It will make that jump and kind of be like a third-party next-gen exclusive game. I feel like there's a reason they kind of went dark on that. I'd be shocked if that was cross-gen. You're going to see it slowly but steadily, but I think, it's because some companies understand, like, hey, this is a business and we can have maybe like 50 million more units possibly sold if we put this on other consoles. So
yeah, I mean, it's like you said, it's going to be interesting because, I mean, Cyberpunk obviously being a prime example, trying to juggle every PlayStation and Xbox and PC configuration at the same time, and instead they just dropped all their fucking eggs. Whereas if they had just done, hey, we're doing a PC launch, and then PS5 and Xbox Series X are going to get it in 6 months.
I feel like we've seen a company do that before. Like a staggered, who did that?
There's usually a little bit of like wah, but it ends up going over well, and the game reviews incredibly well. I mean, Monster Hunter did that. Monster Hunter launched. I mean, the flip. Monster Hunter launched on on PlayStation and Xbox, and then about 6 months after, they ported to PC, and it fucking sold like hotcakes.
Yeah. I feel like it gets them more money at the end, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, you have people that double dip. They go, well, I've already done it all on console, but those fucking instant load times.
GTA.
You sound sexy.
Yeah,
How many? What's a double dip for? It's not even a double dip. It's a dectuple fucking dip.
You drop the whole
GTA
chip in the
5.
dip.
Yeah.
I would agree with all that. Like, dude, they're not gonna throw away these consoles with tons of games. Also, Cyberpunk is a legit example. It's also a legit example of a game that is 10 times more technically desiring to be advanced, at least, than most games. So a lot of games, there won't be any issues being on all of these consoles. Right. I mean, a ton of them. Point. There's not going to be any issue at all. It's that when you start pushing, and I don't personally think Cyberpunk pushes as much as people probably think some of these other games that we're hearing about could possibly push. For sure.
So. When you look at the fucking world detail in Cyberpunk and all the shit going on in the city, it's like there's a lot. Like I see the comparison get made to Red Dead a lot. Like Red Dead's a pretty game, and Red Dead works on every platform. But if we're gonna be honest, you look out the distance in Red Dead, and it's a lot of trees and a lot of clouds.
Yeah, and
that's not a fucking city.
Yeah, but I mean, then you look at GTA 5, which is a city and a fucking desert.
How does it look? I to be honest, I don't play GTA.
GTA 5 still looks really good for what it's doing.
I fucked off. I beat the game and I fucked off. GTA is
really?
Yeah, it's never.
That makes sense.
It's for me. I don't know. It's the same thing with like Mafia and Watch Dogs. I need some kind of fantasy element to pull me in, whether it's a cyberpunk element or space element or a medieval element.
I get that.
Well, to build on this, do you guys think Fable? Like, I've wondered if Fable's going to be the one that all of a sudden Microsoft is like,
Series X only,
next gen. Yeah, just because, like, I don't know. Did you guys all play Just Cause? This is going to be a weird, super fast tangent, but has everybody played a Just Cause title?
Yeah, I played 2.
Okay,
a little bit.
So the first time I ever played a Just Cause and you see the lush world and how much shit's going on, my brain was like, why have they not taken this and made an RPG? I don't understand. This is a massive world, blah, blah, blah. Now, of course, we know why. But I personally could see them doing something like with Fable, where they're like, almost like a Cyberpunk, but in forested areas and stuff. And be like, this is, because there's other things you can do that we don't see done. Horizon Zero Dawn, admittedly, is fairly advanced for some of the stuff it does as well.
True.
But yeah, it'll be fun to see, man. It'll be exciting, but I don't think anybody needs to worry if they have an Xbox or, a PS4 basic.
Yeah.
Other than heat from that fucking bitch.
For sure, yeah. That'll do it, though, ladies and gentlemen. That is our last question of the show. For those of you who got this deep, I don't know, man. This
hashtag.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, what is the hash? What even is the hashtag? This was a fucking.
That's so wrong.
Karak's craziness. I don't know, man. Like, it's. I feel like Karak was really pushing this show to a new level.
usually I'm the one that comes in overly offensive, and you got Karak deep throat jokes today. I'm like,
I was about to say, I've done over 100 episodes of the podcast with Karak. That might have been his most wild yet. That was mad funny.
Damn. Someone make a gif of that moment,
or the no.
It needs to be looping. It needs to be perfectly and tag all of us, please.
Yeah, it needs to be looping. Yeah, we need a hashtag though. We definitely need.
So we know how people. I imagine this show. Usually like, it's a 3-hour show again. Like, yeah, I'm sure people won't get that deep. I feel like this one was so fucking entertaining. I think a lot of people are.
Most of the time they do. Your fans are legitimate when it comes to sitting through the entire podcast.
Hey, they're fans of you. They're fans of Dustin. They're fans of Cowboy.
Or they're skipping to the end and getting the hashtag and faking it. One of the two.
That'd be fucking weird.
One of the two.
That'd be fucking
weird.
Well,
not as weird as putting your socks on and fucking, but whatever.
Yeah.
Hashtag not faking it. Hashtag socks on.
Oh,
socks on.
Socks on. Hashtag socks on, baby. Let's see who responds to that.
That will probably be the core of our next debate in our Discord, is who's throwing fucking socks on or not.
That's so wrong.
I'm very curious about that one, man. I'm dying to know. That blood circulation, it's important, man. All right.
It is. Yeah, gotta keep the toes toasty, man. It's true.
With that, Cowboy, thank you for joining us. It was an absolute blast, and we appreciate you sticking the whole way through as well, because I know this is a long-ass show.
Yes.
And to those of you who are listening, thank you once again, and we will catch you guys next time with episode 283. All right. Peace out.
Peace out.
See
See
ya.
ya.